Hello everyone, if you're new to my channel, consider liking and subscribing. It will make me feel wonderful if you do that. Thanks. By the way, I also have another Naruto and Luffy fanfiction channel. If you are interested, link is in the description.
The Straw Hat's Red Devil, Sky Island Saga, Number 3, by DeadGirlEtarnal. She's the daughter of red-haired Shanks. She was dropped off to live with Luffy. She met Ace and Sabo, but when Sabo died, it was the last for her, as she vows to take revenge. Years later, she leaves the island and sets on adventures of her own. She soon meets up with her baby brother and travels with him, finding love in more than one place. Adios.
We continue to walk across the desert heading for Yuba, with Luffy whining an hour into the walk. He finds a stick to help him walk, but he won't stop whining, making it worse for the rest of us. Burning up, sweat won't even come out. Quit moaning so much, Luffy. You'll only tire yourself out. Nami tries to stop him, but he just keeps whining. Guess he's not listening. I can't go on. Chopper starts moaning from his little sledge we made as he grew too hot on my shoulders, so Zoro drags him behind. I can't take hot weather, I'm fine in cold weather, though. It's 'cause of all that fur, you should take off that animal suit, Usopp says, not thinking clearly due to the heat, angering Chopper. What was that, you jerk? Chopper yells, getting up and growing into his human form. Don't make fun of reindeer. Monster! Usopp cries out in fear of Chopper as he towers over him. Chopper! Don't turn big, or else I won't pull ya. Zoro warns him, but it goes unheard as Chopper keeps scaring Usopp. Who are you calling a monster? Humongo knows. Chopper snaps at Usopp, who shakes in fear. Don't be stupid, I'll have you know this nose, Usopp starts, but Zoro walks over, squashing Chopper back. Just turn back already, he snaps as he forces Chopper small again as we walk past. Man, watching them is making me even hotter, I complain as I walk with Ace past the three boys. You don't seem to be having a hard time, Vivi, Sanji comments as he walks by the princess. I was born and raised here, so it doesn't bother me much, she replies. But what's with all these hills? I figured a desert would be more flat. Usopp complains as we keep going. This is a very old desert, so some sand dunes here are over 300 meters high. She informs him, I hope we don't run into any of those. 300 meters? No wonder this is like climbing mountains. Usopp moans as he struggles to walk, even with the help of his stick. It's too much, it's so hot, Luffy starts whining again. Just one drink, Luffy. Just one mouthful. Nami allows him, takes the hose, stuffs it into his mouth, and does his version of a mouthful as he inflates his cheeks with water, going overboard again as Nami and Usopp punch the back of his head, making him spit all over the water back out. Don't drink so much. Let me have some, too. That was 13 mouthfuls just now, Usopp cries out. Hold on. You just had some. I'm next, Sanji jumps in, and they start fighting, wasting energy. Stop fighting. You'll only waste strength, Vivi warns them, but it won't stop them. But she started it, Luffy cries out. It's your fault, Nami cries out. Yeah, this is because of you, Usopp yells. Shut up, I snap, and they all stop fighting. Sorry, Dakota, they all apologize, and we keep walking, needing to make some distance before it gets dark. One Piece. Alabasta arc. It soon falls tonight. We set up camp with a fire burning to help keep warm, but with no cloud coverage, it grows freezing as we all wait for food. So hungry, Luffy moans, clutching his stomach before taking the food off the fire. Don't be so greedy, it's still raw, don't eat that, Sanji snaps as Luffy tries eating it. Nami, just a minute, it'll be ready soon. Oh, looks pretty good, Usopp compliments Luffy and tries grabbing it again. Get away, you, Sanji snaps at our captain. Oh, come on, cheapskate, let us eat, Luffy yells as he tries to get at the food. Get away, Sanji orders Luffy. It was so hot during the day. What's going on? Nami shivers due to the drop in temperature. With nothing to block out the temperature, the desert scorches during the day but falls below freezing at night. The desert is fraught with unpredictable dangers. Vivi explains, and I cozy up to Ace as he's warm with his new devil fruit ability. Oh, look at all those stars, Chopper beams as he looks at the night sky, full of stars. Didn't you see stars on your winter island? Usopp asks him. Winter island skies are always covered with thick snow clouds, so I've never seen so many stars before. Chopper stares up happily at the stars, not feeling the cold. I don't have the luxury of looking at stars right now. He shivers next to the reindeer. Cold weather doesn't bother me, Chopper cheers. That's because you wear such a warm suit. He cuddles up to the reindeer. Hey, you, get away, Chopper shouts at him. I can't help that you're so fluffy, he adds fuel to the fire. Quit making fun of reindeer, Chopper shouts as he grows bigger, towering over the cowering Usopp. Monster, Usopp screams. Chopper, don't turn big. We need your warmth, Zoro tells him, and Luffy rushes over, scaring Chopper to turn small again as he cuddles with the reindeer. So warm, he beams as he huddles with the others. Come closer, Usopp says dreamily. See, warm, isn't it? Luffy asks as he grins. Yes, Usopp cheers, it must be a real surprise for you. I mean, Luffy. I was surprised, too, at first. Maybe it's that he isn't captain-like or that normal pirate captains are respected by their crewmates. Vivi says as we look over to see the boys struggling against Luffy's hold as he wraps his stretchy arms around them. But just this afternoon, a simple drink of water caused that big fight. But you know, the longer I've been with them, the more I've come to understand. I look over again to see them all sleeping peacefully, cuddling each other. I smile as I cuddle into Ace further. That's how Luffy does things. He hasn't changed a bit since he was a kid, Ace replies. Ain't that the truth, I add with a smile. Despite how he seems, people always gather around him. Even though he's our little brother, he has a mysterious charm to him. He adds with a smile as well at our baby brother. I guess I wasn't telling you anything new, she smiles sheepishly. He and I do go way back, but thanks, you were worried that I was concerned, right? He asks her. Yes. But it looks like I didn't need to worry after all. She smiles as she looks up at the night sky. Night night, AC, I say sleepily as I feel my eyes close, allowing sleep to overtake my senses as we all turn in for the night. The sun is beginning to rise when I hear Luffy yell something, waking me up from my slumber. I yawn, waking up slowly. So this is a shrimp? Wow. I hear Chopper yelling and look over as Usopp runs over to them, crowding around Luffy. Shrimp don't live in the desert, Usopp denies the claim. See, Luffy turns around to show him what's in his hand. Oh, you're right. Is it a desert shrimp? Usopp agrees, and I look at the creature in Luffy's hand. It looks yummy. Luffy thinks straight to his stomach. Hey, now, are they edible? Usopp asks, and I see that it is a scorpion. Morons. Probably, crawfish are edible, after all, Luffy reasons. I've never seen a real shrimp before. Chopper beams and Vivi notices what's in Luffy's hand, letting out a cry of shock. Stop, Luffy. Throw that away. She orders him. No, that'd be a waste. He declines, not seeing the danger. That's a scorpion. It's small, but it's very poisonous. You'll die if it stings you, she warns him. Oh, it's not edible. How boring. You can have it. Luffy offers it to Usopp, who cowers away from the tiny deadly arachnid. Don't give it to me, Usopp cries out in fear. Fine, I'll throw it away. Luffy throws it behind him into the rocks. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned it earlier, Vivi apologies. That's for sure, Usopp grumbles. What is it, Chopper? I ask him, and he jumps onto the rocks for a better look. Something's coming, he announces, and I look out but can't see much in the small amount of light. Something? What? Usopp asks, and Ace comes out of our tent. Oh, is the wind picking up? He questions, and I shake my head in disbelief. But it's confirmed as Vivi turns around in fright. Everyone, hide behind the rocks, she yells. What? Luffy talks back. A storm, a sandstorm is coming, she shouts, and I move to cover behind the rocks. Wind picks up as the sandstorm comes closer. Whoa, cool, Luffy cheers, but as the sand and wind mix around, it makes it hard to see. Again, deserts are nothing but storms. I forgot to mention it, but sandstorms are one of the desert's dangers. Vivi shouts over the strong wind and sand. Mention these things sooner. Usopp snaps as the sand covers all of us. I close my eyes as the sand covers all around us. It seems at least over 10 minutes till the sand settles around us. I burst out of the sand to see the others all getting up from the sand. Seems everyone is okay as we pack all of our things back up before heading off into the desert again. Hey, Sanji. Let's have lunch. A pirate boxed lunch. Luffy requests an hour into our walk. Not yet. Not until Vivi says so. Sanji denies his request, so he goes to the princess. Come on, Vivi. Let's eat. I'm out of strength. Luffy tries persuading the princess. But we're only 1/10 of the way to Yuba, Luffy. She points out, but he's only listening to his stomach. You're so dumb, haven't you heard of this proverb? If you're hungry, eat. Luffy resorts to lying. You liar, quit making stuff up. Our resident liar snaps at him as he struggles to walk in the hot weather. Alright. Vivi seems to agree with Luffy. Then what do you say we take a break at the next rocks we find? Alright. Rocks. Luffy starts scouting the area for rocks and seems hyper even though it's sweltering. Guys. Let's hurry to the next rocks. Whoever wins rock paper scissors has to carry everyone's stuff. Quit deciding things. Usopp snaps at him. Shouldn't the loser carry the stuff? Sanji questions but gets ignored by the simpleton. Alright, here goes. Rock, paper, scissors. He shouts with his fist in the air. Hold on, now. Nami snaps at him. Hey, you went after. Zoro yells as we all show scissors and keeps his hand in a fist. Woohoo, I win, he cheers, not seeing the problem as we all give him our stuff to carry. Heavy, so heavy and hot. I won rock paper scissors, so why me? He complains about 10 minutes into dragging the bags, lagging behind the rest of us. It's because you won. Now shut up and haul. Sanji shouts back at him. Don't drip it, now, Nami warns him, and Usopp looks ahead for rocks to shut Luffy's whining. Rocks spotted a small ways ahead. He announces, which perks Luffy up as he runs ahead of us. For reals. Break time. Food. Luffy shouts as he runs past us, heading for the rocks with the others' bags still attached. Whoa, he's fast, Usopp exclaims as we lose sight of Luffy, but it's not that long later that he comes running back without our stuff. Bad news. I faintly hear Luffy shout as he runs towards us. Huh? He's coming back, Usopp states. There's lots of hurt birds that can't move. Chopper. Luffy yells, and Chopper gets up from his sledge and runs ahead towards Luffy. Alright? Let's go, Chopper. Right, Chopper yells back as he runs towards him. We gotta help the birds. Birds? Vivi gasps. That's not good. Wait, Luffy. Don't tell me these birds are. We all race to the rocks to find all the bags missing. All our stuff is gone. Zoro growls as we look around the area, but all our stuff is gone. We've been had, Nami moans. It's the truth. There really were dying birds here, Luffy defends himself. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned it earlier. Warasagi birds are desert bandits that trick travelers and steal their belongings. Vivi explains. What? Luffy yells in disbelief. Birds playing dead? That's dishonest, Usopp exclaims in anger. Yes, that's how they are. Vivi justifies it. They tricked me, Luffy exclaims. Luffy, is that all you can say for yourself? Sanji demands as he holds Luffy's scarf as he leans in threateningly. There were 3 days of provisions in there. And you just had to let some damn birds steal everyone's stuff smack in the middle of this desert? How are we supposed to cross the desert without food or water now? It's not my fault. They tricked me, Luffy defends himself. Is your brain less than a bird's? Sanji questions him angrily. Say what? Luffy growls back. Stop it, you two. Zoro tries to stop them, but it falls on dead ears. There's no use. At times like this, it's best to let them have it out, Ace reasons. Fine with me. Zoro agrees and sits on one of the rocks. Let's take a short break. This heat is what has them fuming. I'm sure we'll manage food-wise. It's nothing that'll kill us. Let's just put it out of our minds. Yeah, just thinking makes me thirstier. Usopp complains, and suddenly Luffy goes running off after the birds. Give us our stuff back, Luffy shouts as he gives chase. Luffy, don't chase them. Vivi shouts after him, but he's too far gone. Idiot, Sanji mutters. Hey, you, will you be able to come back? Nami calls out to him. Come back, Luffy. Usopp calls out to him. Give it a rest, he'll come back when he's done chasing after those birds. I tell him as we all sit, relaxing in the shade while we can. What's taking Luffy so long? Usopp whines as he fans himself. Yeah, do you think he got lost? Chopper questions as he lies on the sand. He has a horrible sense of direction but always has to run off, Nami complains. Not as bad as Zoro. I mock the swordsman, who grunts in protest. And there are so many desert dangers he doesn't know about, Vivi mutters in worry. You know, isn't he hungry from not eating anything? Sanji questions. He's such a lost cause. Zoro groans. You can say that again. He agrees on something with the swordsman. Sorry, for our little brother's ineptness. I apologize for the trouble, Ace says, and the others all nod. Says, the other troublesome brother, I mutter as I look at him, and Zoro and Sanji decide to go looking for Luffy. Good luck finding him, Usopp says. Yeah, Sanji grumbles as they begin to leave when the ground starts to rumble as if something's getting closer. What's that? Chopper gasps as the tremors get harsher. I look out to the desert to see the sand moving. Something is coming this way. What's this rumbling? Usopp wonders as he gets his goggles to look through, and I hear a familiar laugh in the crashes. Another sandstorm? No, wait, that's Luffy? No, it couldn't be. Vivi gasps as she looks at the sand chasing behind Luffy, who is riding a camel. Why is he on a camel? Nami questions. So, what's that chasing him? Sanji asks. I can't really see, but it seems more like something's in the sand, Zoro wonders, and I nod when a giant purple lizard pops out of the sand behind the camel and Luffy. It's huge, Usopp and Chopper cry out in fear. What is that? Zoro asks the princess. A Sandora dragon, she answers in shock at the giant purple beast. A what now? Usopp gasps at the name. They're the largest of the reptiles living in the desert, and they wait under the sand for their prey. Vivi explains as it slowly gets closer. They have sharp claws and fangs, but they hardly ever use them. The reason being that they tend to swallow their prey whole because they're so large. He really does have a gift for attracting trouble, Ace comments. Tell me about it. I groan. Setting aside the camel for the moment, Sanji remarks. What star was he born under to be able to attract trouble like this? Zoro finishes with a growl as they run out of the rock coverage towards Luffy, the camel and the Sandora dragon. The boys all attack the Sandora dragon at once. I grin at the strength of the three boys. Why, you didn't have to go that far, Usopp cries. When they're fighting, you almost pity the monsters, Nami cries, and the sand beside me rises. I look over to see the sand fall away to reveal another Sandora dragon. There's more? Nami exclaims in shock. I forgot to mention it, but Sandora dragons hunt in pairs. Vivi tells us a little too late. Mention these things. The cowardly squad snap. Ace, Dakota. Nami calls out to us. Watch out. Usopp yells at us as we GE a nuisance. You wanna play? Oh, okay. If that's what you want. Ace jumps up, allowing the lizard to close its mouth around him, and we all watch as Ace barbecues him from the inside out. Oh, barbecue. I cheer as Ace crawls out of the burnt lizard and Zoro cuts up the other, and Sanji starts cooking, using the hot rocks as a frying pan. Check it out. These rocks are natural frying pans, he comments as Chopper helps him cook. So, what's with the camel? Zoro asks our captain. I dunno. It was getting eaten by a mystery plant when I was chasing the birds. Luffy answers him. It doesn't seem to be a wild camel, Nami comments as she looks at the creature. No, it even has a saddle. Vivi agrees, and Chopper walks over. They seem to recognize each other. I knew it, Chopper cheers as he looks at the camel, who seems to be talking to the little reindeer. Oh, good for you. Huh? You know each other? Luffy asks Chopper. Yeah, he gave me a ride when I escaped from Kotoria, he tells Luffy happily. That's great, we can ride it, that'll make things easier, Usopp says, cheering up a little. Yeah, that'll be a real help. Looks like it could carry 2 people, Sanji points out as he cooks the lizard meat. Camels do go hand in hand with deserts, Zoro comments, and Luffy tries to get up on the camel. Then I'll be the first one, Luffy announces as he tries getting up on the camel, but it stops him, smacking him on the head. What was that for? I am a freedom-loving, hard-boiled, compassionate camel. Thanks for helping me out of that pinch. I can give you a life, but no men allowed. Chopper translates for the camel. This guy's a punk. Yeah. You let Chopper ride you? Usopp, Luffy and Sanji beat the camel, angry at his lewd behavior. I'm manly. Chopper translates as the camel gives the boys a smile. Quit being stupid. Why, you? The boys start hitting the camel again. Okay, boys, enough. I warn them, and they walk off, grumbling about the pervy camel. I'm so sorry, my crewmates are so ill-bred. Nami apologizes to the camel, who looks lovesick at the navigator. You're a good boy, what should we call you? Idiot, moron, doofus, Luffy, Sanji and Usopp suggest names. Eyelash, it is, then, Nami concludes as she sits on the pervert camel. That's the weirdest one of all. Zoro comments on the choice of name. Okay, get on, Vivi, Nami offers the remaining seat. No, I can still walk. She declines the offer. Just get on, Nami tells her, and the boys start name-calling the camel as Vivi gets on. Now we should make a little better time. We need to get to Yuba as fast as we can to talk to the rebel army. Giddy up, Eyelash. She hits the reins, and the camel runs off, leaving all of us behind. Hold on. We call out to the girls. Hurry, guys. If you get separated, you'll never leave the desert alive. Nami yells out to us. Don't be stupid. Usopp yells after her. I like this side of Nami, too, Sanji coos. After them. Hurry. Get on, Chopper. Zoro yells to the little reindeer. Yeah. He yells as we all pack up our remaining things and run after the girls and camel into the desert, not wanting to get lost, but somehow, Ace and I get pulled away from the others. I look around to see if I can find the others, but they're nowhere to be seen. Well, do you see Nami's group? Ace asks, and I move his head up so he can see we're all alone. Luffy? What? Yep, somehow we separated from the others. I sigh as we start walking again. We should keep going, we'll either find them, or they'll find us. Got it, big sis. He agrees as he catches up, and we continue to walk when he stops again. Did you hear that? He asks, and I stop, too, as I hear something in the distance. Yeah, but I'm not sure where it came from. I reply, and the sand in front of us rises. That's not good. The sand falls away to reveal a giant scorpion in front of us, looking menacingly down at us. I narrow my eyes at the gleam in its eyes. I wouldn't if I were you. Ace warns the arachnid, but it doesn't listen as it tries to take a swing at us. Ace jumps into the air as I duck away. I grab the other pincer, crushing it with brute strength. It wails in pain and swings its tail down, trying to sting us, but I grab it, allowing Ace to roast the creature. Well, that's taken care of. I dust my hands off as we start walking again. Can't say I didn't warn it. Ace comments, and I nod, seeing a small human-sized purple lizard in front of Ace. They stare at each other before Ace tries stepping to the lizard's side, but it copies him. Stop messing around, you two. I snap as Ace moves to the left, but so does the lizard. They keep playing at it, and I sit down, growing bored of their game. You want to get in our way, too? Ace asks the lizard, who seems to be checking out the dead scorpion, and starts crying, letting us pass, and we continue to walk. Can't believe you made it cry. I laugh as another one pops up, about to move my way, but the one from before stops it. How about a lift? I question, and we climb onto the lizard's backs and trek off. The sun is about to set over the desert, but we still haven't found Luffy or the others as we travel in the sand. Luffy, where are you? Ace calls out for our little brother, but there's no reply. Let's keep going, Ace, I tell him, and he nods as we continue to walk on the backs of the lizards into the night. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Morning comes, and we come across a village. We enter quickly, and Ace sniffs food. We enter one of the buildings, leaving the lizards at the door. We pass the 4 men on their way out as we dig into their food. What are you? The leader questions as he looks at the lizards. You coward got real guts to call yourselves rebel soldiers, Ace says as he talks with a full mouth. If you ask me, it's a pretty despicable thing for 4 grown men to do, I remark as I eat, glad we didn't dig into our own food. Who the hell are you two? Mind your own business. When did you get in here, anyway? The tall one demands, seeming ready to fight us. Food thieves. The small one yells, and they go to fight us, but we beat them into the opposite wall easily. Gotta give them points for trying. More. Ace demands as he holds up the bowl to the leader of the fakes, who seems surprised but snaps out of it. Yes, 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 I'm sorry, sir. He apologizes, seeming scared of us now. This place has good food. Ace compliments as he keeps eating. Yes, thank you. He looks over at his defeated men and goes onto his knees, bowing in submission. I'm sorry. I now realize you're no ordinary people. As you can see, we stand no chance at all against sand pirates. Please lend us your help. I'm not against the idea. I muse and look at my little brother across the table, who seems to agree, but on one condition. Yes, anything you want. The leader readily agrees, and I grin. Well, I tell him what we want, and the smile on his face disappears, but he agrees nonetheless, and we pile up the food and water replacements from what Luffy lost the other day. One piece. Alabasta arc. We get on our lizards and drag the food and water behind us as we leave the village and see the others walking towards us. Hey, we call out to the others, hey. Ace, Dakota. Luffy yells back as he comes running to a halt before us. What is this thing? Oh, so you're the sand pirates? I question as we hop down from the lizards. Huh? What do you mean? We just left the sand pirates. Luffy replies, looking a little lost. Oh, really? Well, whatever. Anyway, great news, Luffy. We brought plenty of food and water. Ace announces, pointing back at the sledge behind us. Oh, much appreciated. This should be more than enough for a good while, Sanji says as he walks over. Ace and Dakota are incredible. Usopp says, and I grin at the compliment. That's for sure. They're nothing like a certain little brother we know. Nami comments as she gets down from the camel. You can say that again. Usopp agrees, Chopper I read. I was so thirsty, he whines, and I give him some of the water. Oh, drink up, Ace tells him. Me too. Luffy whines and takes one of the other spoons to the water barrels. Ace, Dakota? I assume you don't have the money for that. Don't tell me you stole it from that village, Vivi begs, and I shake my head. Nothing of the sort. I assure her. The rebel army gave it to us, Ace tells her. I nudge him in the arm, giving him a look. The rebel army? She gasps. Well, I should say, clearly fake rebel soldiers, to be more precise. Unlike my idiot brother here. I explain. Fake? What do you mean? Nami asks us. Basically, they call themselves rebel soldiers and were hired to protect the village. The villagers are so grateful that they've been completely fooled. They're really just some hoodlums. I explained to the others what we found out. And their bodyguards? Wouldn't they get found out right away? Nami asks us, not seeing how they could be fooled so easily. Apparently, the mere mention of the rebel army will send most bandits running. It's real convenient. Makes money and prestige come rolling your way on its own. Ace explains. Rebel soldiers aren't hoodlums, nor does the title serve as decoration, Vivi states, looking upset. Vivi, should we teach him a lesson? Sanji asks her. I dunno. Duping the villagers isn't so different from what bandits do. At the very least, the villagers live in peace with them around. Should we get him just the same? Ace asks, and he has a point, though so does the princess from how she looks. But Ace, consider it from Vivi's perspective. Surely you'd want to pulverize people like them. Sanji comments, and he's not wrong. Yeah, she should do what she wants. I only gave my own thoughts, Ace replies with a smile. There's no reason to cover for these bastards. Sanji snaps, and I step between them subconsciously to protect my brother. He's not. He knows we're in a hurry here. I snap back at the cook. Now that the kingdom can't keep watch over every little place, there's nothing wrong with villages upholding public safety on their own whenever possible, Vivi tells us, and I nod in agreement. Done, Nami announces. No, I want to test them first, she replies. Test? Nami repeats in confusion like the rest of us. Yes. If these imposter rebel soldiers truly wish to protect the villagers, I don't think it matters what they call themselves, she explains. So you want to test what's in their hearts, huh? Ace asks her. Yes. So, I hate to ask, but there's something I'd like you all to do. She asks us for a favor. No sweat, Vivi. Sanji accepts without a thought. Alright, things are getting interesting now, Luffy exclaims, gearing up. It's going to be interesting, Chopper questions, trying to figure out what's going on. Hold on, Luffy. This isn't going to be a game. Understand? Nami warns him, but he's not listening. Yeah, I get it. We're basically gonna beat these fake rebel guys up, right? He asks, utterly wrong about what we're gonna do. He doesn't understand a thing. Someone do something about him, Sanji exclaims, and I pull Luffy to the floor as Vivi explains the plan to the others. As we girls stay out of the fight, Ace will stir up trouble from inside to get the fake soldiers to come outside. The 4 fake rebel soldiers come out of the village gates looking terrified, with the villagers all behind them, cheering them all on as the boys, minus Ace, all stand in front of them, oozing intimidation. What's that? You're a rebel soldier? Luffy asks, playing the part. And no, nothing of the sort. We're just travelers passing through. The leader tries to assure the boys, but the mayor runs to the top of the gate. Say your prayers, sea pirates. These rebel soldiers are gonna make mincemeat out of you, he shouts down from the safety of the gate. Be quiet you, the leader shouts up at the mayor. Right, how utterly rude of me, good luck, Camus, he apologizes, looking bashful. He seems especially spineless to me, doesn't seem reliable at all. Nami comments as we watch from the safety and shade of one of the rocks nearby. Yes, Vivi seems to agree with her. Are you sure about this? It might be best for the village if we take care of them now. I tell her as we watch. A little more. Let's watch things just a little more, she says, and I nod as the villagers all come to watch their supposed saviors in action. Hey, Luffy calls out to them, startling them. You really are rebel soldiers after all. And no, it isn't they cry out with tears running down their faces. What wimps, I mutter and walk over to the camel, ignoring all of the noise, though the cries out of the villagers and shouts of the boys, even the fakes, seem to be getting interesting after a while, and I walk back over to see Luffy on the ground getting back up. They're looking different now. Though part of it seems because their backs are to the wall, Nami comments as we watch. Yes. But I don't think they could change like that unless they're holding something dear in their hearts, Vivi points out. Then, they're okay? She asks the princess. Yes. Let's go. We'll entrust this place to them for now. She agrees, and Nami gets out her mirror, reflecting the sun off it to shine a light into Usopp's eye, and the boys begin to retreat, and we all run off into the desert. Hey, Luffy! Ace yells out as we all run, and he catches up. Oh, Ace! Luffy greets our brother. How long are we gonna run? The act's over by now, right? He asks as we keep running. The way they abandoned their lives was scary. Zoro comments with a smile and Chopper on his shoulders. I see. Ace mumbles as Luffy laughs. It's been a while since we stopped running, and Luffy told me about the sand pirates they ran into while Ace and I were away. All of our energy is on getting to Yuba now as we walk in the scorching desert. I slowly walk with the others, feeling the heat of the sun overhead. Hey, quit it, I hear Usopp yell from behind me. Look at how much you spilled, you big waster. What's the big deal? Ace and Dakota brought a whole bunch with them, Luffy argues with the long nose. There's a limit to everything. You've been guzzling away for a while now. Usopp snaps. And I zone them out till Sanji runs in front of me to the camel with Nami and Vivi on top. Nami, Vivi, would you like some water? He asks them, and I shake my head at them, too tired to care as I walk with Zoro and Chopper, who's now on his makeshift sledge again. You want some, too? Zoro asks Chopper. Thanks, but I'm fine. Chopper declines politely. I'll have some, please, I ask him, and he hands over the canteen, and I take a few gulps of refreshing water, and Luffy, Sanji and Usopp fight over their water, though they soon grow tired and start walking about when something pops up out of the sand to our left, which Luffy notices. What is that? He wonders and runs over, not seeing danger. What is this thing? Huh? What is this? He pokes at the thing, and suddenly out from under the sand, another giant scorpion pops out with Luffy standing on top. It's huge. Usopp screams in fright. Not another one. I sigh, looking at the creature and the 3 boys beating it to a pulp. I grow bored. Move. Hellfire. I blast the scorpion to a crisp, cooking the arachnid, and the boys all cheer as they dig into the meat underneath. This desert shrimp is yummy, Luffy cheers as he eats. It's not a shrimp, it's a scorpion, Usopp corrects him as he nudges the rubber boy. Sea can't eat any more, Luffy complains as he lies over the broken shell. Knock that off, you guys. Let's go, Eyelash, Nami shouts as Vivi looks petrified of all of us. What's she so mad about? Luffy asks as we watch them stroll off. Beat me. We all reply and continue walking off until we get to some rocks and settle in for the night. Night comes and goes with no sandstorms as we all sit eating the breakfast Sanji made for us. I eat quickly so anything off my plate. This is all the breakfast we get? Usopp complains. Seconds. Luffy joins in, but Sanji kicks them both in the face to shut them up. Don't act wasteful. You've had enough calories, Sanji snaps at them, and Luffy steals off Zoro's plate. Hey, Luffy. Why, you? Keep your hands off others' food, Zoro growls at him. Come on, gimme food. Usopp demands our cook. There isn't any more, Sanji snaps at him and kicks him again. Don't sweat it, Luffy grins as he eats Zoro's food. I roll my eyes at them and jump up to sit beside Ace, who looks deep in thought. Thinking about Teach again. I ask him, and he nods. I'm sorry about Thatch. I liked him, he was nice. How's the old man doing anyway? He's doing okay. Everyone was shocked about him betraying us. He answers, and I nod. He was there from the beginning if I remember right. Dad never liked Teach since he gave him those scars. I remark, and he nods again. Yeah, but I promised to take him back no matter what. I know. I wish you'd at least brought one of the others with you. Teach is a slime ball. He'll find a way around getting captured, and if he has a devil fruit that you said he stole, then who knows what it does. I warn him, feeling scared of losing another brother again. Okay. Let's get going. Today, Nami says as she pours sand over the fire, putting it out but stops to see Zoro and Luffy still arguing over the food. Knock it. She punches both of them over the head. Off. That seems to knock some sense into them. Now hurry and clean up. We're leaving for Yuba. I jump down from the rock as I grab my things, ensuring I've packed everything. Wow. Awesome. I hear Luffy exclaim and look over to him, standing, pointing at the rocks. This meat can talk. What are you talking about, Luffy? Nami asks him, but he ignores her. The meat's running away. Wait, meat. Luffy shouts as he jumps onto the rocks to chase after something. Luffy, Nami calls out, and I sigh, watching him run off again. Teleport, I mutter and disappear before reappearing with Ace, who grabbed me at the last second to see two kids eating the meat Luffy was chasing after. Oh, you're from the Badlands? From that rustic Nowheresville? Ace asks them as we appear on the rock above them. Who are you? The older kid asks. You can't have the food back, the smaller kid says, and the older one gets out a gun, shaking. Move and you're dead. He warns us. I'm generally not fond of dangerous things, but Ace warns the young boys. Be big brother. Have you shot for reals before? Will it really shoot bullets? The younger one asks his brother. Hell if I know. Hold on, I'm gonna. His brother warns him, and the younger one dives at him. He accidentally pulls the trigger. Stop, he cries out as the gun goes off, and the bullet comes soaring towards us. Ace picks up a small pebble and throws it at the oncoming shot, stopping it. What happened? The boys gasp. Play your dangerous games in moderation. Ace warns them. Good little boys, don't play with guns. I lightly scold them. He bounced it back with a rock, the big brother squeaks. I have never seen anyone so strong before, the little boy shrieks. Who are they? Usopp asks as he comes up behind us with Nami. The big kid drops the gun and runs over to us. I have a favor to ask. There's someone I want you to find and catch. If you catch him, I'll pay you 1,000,000 berries. The kid requests, not seeing who he's dealing with. 1,000,000 berries? Nami repeats, surprised at the kid's offer. I can't pay right away, but I will pay it when I grow up. Please, find this man. He asks and shows us a picture of the man, smiling with a heart tattoo on his forehead. My brother and I followed him out here from the Badlands. So, who is he? Usopp asks the kids. Scorpion. A bounty hunter, they answer. Bounty hunter? Zoro repeats, not seeing it. Why are you guys chasing a bounty hunter? Nami asks them. Well, they try to say as they look at each other. I have business with him, too. Ace announces as he looks at the photo of the man. A man in Yuba defeated Blackbeard. His name was Scorpion. My reason for going to Yuba is to meet him. He defeated Blackbeard? The others question in shock. Yeah, right, I mutter with an eye roll. No way, some no-name defeated that bastard. This guy did? Usopp questions, and I roll my eyes. Of course, he didn't. I snap and take the picture. He looks way too weak to beat up that man. I'm not sure. The only way to find out is to meet him, Ace says, and I glare at him. Hey Ace? You don't mean the real, Fire Fist Ace? The kids gasp as they look at him, and he seems to hear something as he stands on the rock, looking out into the desert. What is it, Ace? I ask him. 2 people. And a bird. He answers, and I smile, glad to see him using observational hockey. What is it? Nami asks the reindeer, who seems to have picked up their scent. They're coming. He confirms, and an ostrich carrying a man on its back over one of the small dunes comes closer. There you ate, Fire Fist Ace. I'm Scorpion. The indomitable hero. I've come from afar to challenge you. Let's fight, fair and square. He yells from the dune. The kids hide behind the rock, and I see a familiar straw hat behind the man. That's Scorpion? Vivi questions as she looks at him. Heya, are you all here? Luffy asks as he pops out from behind the bounty hunter. Luffy. The others yell at our captain. What are you doing there? Sanji snaps at him. What's wrong, old guy? Luffy ignores Sanji and asks the man, who seems shocked at seeing Ace face to face. And nothing, so sorry, your luck's run out. He laughs it off, putting on a brave face. Your heroic saga that's told on the sea ends today. Don't be stupid, he's the real one. The kids panic for their old man. This is so exciting, Ace, it's a serious fight. Don't pull any punches, Luffy tells him. I wasn't planning to, Ace yells at our baby brother, but there's something I want to ask him, too. Move aside, Luffy. Here I come, Fire Fist Ace. Scorpion yells and runs towards Ace, who jumps the rocks to face him. Luffy jumps off the ostrich as the old man puts something on the front of his gun. Take this. He launches a metal net towards Ace, but that won't do anything as Ace flares his flames, making the metal net fly away from him towards the bounty hunter. What? It wraps around him, knocking him off his bird onto the sand. Hot, hot. He sent that metal next flying back. Usopp marvels at the flare of power. Scorpion throws the net off and laughs it off as he turns around to look at Ace while waiting. It wouldn't be any fun if it were that easy to stop Fire Fist Ace, he laughs. Oh, you seem to have some skill. Ace compliments him as he gets to his feet. Our hellish battle is just getting started. Popo, compressed extinguisher gun. He orders the bird, which drops off a yellow box in front of him before running off again. He straps it to his back, removes some piping from his belt, and attaches a tube. A compressed airgun filled with extinguisher foam. What? Zoro questions as we watch. Extinguisher, Sanji questions as Scorpion starts running towards Ace. I'm gonna use this to fill you full of compressed extinguisher foam, Scorpion shouts as he pulls the trigger. Ace jumps up to avoid the hit that goes straight through the rock. Ace lands behind him. The bounty hunter turns around and tries hitting him again, but Ace is too quick as he runs towards him. Ace punches the bounty hunter in the stomach, hunches over from the strong hit, and steps towards the dune's edge, falling down. Sorry, but you never had a chance. Usopp comments from next to me. I expected as much. You lied about beating Blackbeard, didn't you? You figured using his name would get me to show up? Am I right? Ace asks the beaten bounty hunter. That's right. Not too shabby of a plan, huh? He tries to crawl, but he's TNCH. We've fought on even terms this far. Now I'm gonna get serious. He puts on a brave face, but he's not got enough strength as he falls onto his back. No more, that's enough, Dad. The kids shout to their old man and run over, sliding toward him. D-Dip, Chip. He calls out his sons' names as they reach him. Stop. You don't stand a chance against Fire Fist Ace, they tell him, worried for their father. What are you two doing here? When did you leave the Badlands? He asks them. The world's greatest battle is too much for you. We came to get you, Dad, the oldest says in worry. Don't be silly. He laughs it off. I'm the world's greatest bounty hunter. I fought epic battles with everyone from Double Barrel Danny to Hellbattler Luther. And they all begged for their lives. Scorpion tries to play it tough. Or so you plan, right? His youngest asks him. You found me out, huh? That's right. I'm a terrible liar and a terrible father. But there is one thing that's true. Even the most insignificant person can still challenge the world's greatest hero if he tries hard enough. That's what I wanted. I wanted to show you two a grand dream. Men need dreams burning inside their hearts. Even if it means struggling every day. Never give up. Stand tall. Live every day with a laugh. As long as you keep challenging the impossible, life will be paradise. He laughs to show his kids he's okay and telling the truth. But there's no way to show that without putting your life on the line. Yes. If you stand up, the path will always open. He gets to his feet with a few groans of pain. Dad. The kids call out in worry. Now, watch your father's unconquerable spirit. No, I won't lose. Not as long as I have an enormous dream burning inside my heart. He yells as he walks up towards Ace. Popo. The bazooka. The bird runs with the weapon, leaving it at his feet. Fire fist Ace. This is the end. He picks up the bazooka. But his kids have other ideas. They tackle him in a hug to stop him. Dad. That's enough. No more, they yell. Dip, Chip. He yells at his kids, not wanting them near the weapon in hand. We understand what you're trying to say. We stood up to hardship, too. We'll live every day as hard as we can. With you around, we're filled with courage. Dip yells with tears and snot running down his face. I'm sorry, I complained. I don't really care about food. I'm happy just being with you, Dad. Chip cries with his brother. We love you, Dad. We love you. I love you too. Boys. Scorpion drops his loaded bazooka as he hugs his boys back, and the bazooka rolls down towards the column of rock, firing the ammo into the top, which explodes, breaking parts of the rock above the boys and their dad, who covers them to protect them. Gum, Luffy goes swinging to stop the rocks. I got this. Ace shouts as he heats up his hand and throws a punch. Fire fist. He blasts the rocks back into the column, destroying it and making a bigger mess. I jump over as we walk down to check for them. The two boys are shaking their unconscious father, calling out to him. Watching them call out to their parent almost seems familiar to me. You all right? Ace asks them as we get closer. Hey Ace, Dad protected us, they tell us. Hey, old guy. Did you die? Luffy asks him as he leans down. Don't be stupid, as if I could really die and leave my adorable sons behind. Scorpion is invulnerable. He sits up and is attacked in a hug by his crying sons. Thank you for coming to get this lowly father of yours. Let's go home. To the Badlands. The boys all hug, and I pull out my wages, throwing them at the bounty hunter. Here, something to tide you over, I tell him, walking off with the boys. Whoa, thank you. I hear Scorpion shout as we walk off. How much did you give him? Luffy asks me, and I grin. $1 million, I answer and run up to the others. $1 million? Ace and Luffy gasp as we return to camp to grab our things before disappearing and heading further into the desert. Hey, Ace, I have some information about Blackbeard, Scorpion yells out, and Ace stops, looking behind us at the old man and walks over, jabbering. Thank you. Ace waves as he jogs back over to us. Anytime. Scorpion yells back, waving as he hugs his boys. Well, then, Ace says as he begins to leave. I try not to cry as I think about him leaving, but I know he'll be okay as long as he's careful. Are you really leaving, Ace? Chopper asks him. Yeah. Seeing as Blackbeard isn't in Alabasta. I have no reason to be here. He replies, and I huff, folding my arms at the statement. Where will you go next? Sanji asks him. Scorpion says there's a man who saw him in the west. Guess I'll check it out. He answers and removes something from his pocket. It's a piece of paper. He tears it in half. Luffy. Dakota. He throws them at both of us. I catch it and look to see it's a Vivre card. Always hang on to that. Huh? It's just a scrap of paper. Luffy comments as he looks at it, and I remove my own from my bra, where I keep it safe. That scrap of paper will bring you and me together again sometime. Ace tells him but doesn't tell him what it is or does. Yeah? Luffy looks at the pieces of paper curiously. You don't want it? Ace asks him. No, I'll keep it. He replies, and I rip mine into pieces, putting the remaining pieces into my bra and walk over to Ace, giving him a bit. Don't get into any trouble, you understand, I warn him as he takes the paper. I promise. He replies, and I give Luffy the other piece. Keep it with Ace's piece, okay. I tell him, and he nods, looking between the pieces of paper. It's natural for a big sibling to worry about their bungling kid brother. He might be a bit much for you to handle, but take good care of him. He bows to the others. Luffy. Dakota. When we next meet, we'll all be top pirates. Yeah, we nod. Come to the top, he says, and I smile at my brother. Hey, I hear the boys shout, and we all turn to look, seeing them wave goodbye. Hey, Luffy waves back. When I turn around, Ace is gone. Hey, Ace is gone. Well, he's gone. Zoro states. Fire Fist Ace, huh? Sanji comments. We'll see him again. Luffy grins. Yeah, I'm sure of it, Nami agrees, and I sniffle a little, gaining the others' attention. Don't worry, big sis, we'll see him again. Luffy tries to cheer me up. You don't have to cry. I'm not crying, shut up, I snap at him, and he wraps his arms around me as we start walking off. I return Luffy's hug, needing comfort from the goofball, and we soon settle down for the night. One Piece. Alabasta arc another day and we're walking in the hot desert. Luffy suddenly starts yelling again due to lack of water, and he runs off over the sand dunes. I'm gonna kick your butt, he starts yelling. What's he freaking out about? Nami questions as we watch him. Plus he's flying, Sanji comments as we watch him. Did he eat another weird cactus? Usopp asks. Can't he ever not cause trouble? Chopper, she calls out to him. I don't think he can help, Zoro tells her, and we look over to see him lying on the sledge, wholly exhausted due to the intense heat. Oh, geez. Alright, Zoro. It's up to you, she tells him. Why me? He asks her, but there's not an answer that would matter. Want me to talk more about your debt? She asks him, which upsets him and gets him to do what she wants. If you don't end up in hell, I'm gonna kick you down there myself, he grumbles under his breath. I look forward to it. Okay, let's get going, Nami says in a cheery tone. Shouldn't we wait for them? Vivi asks in worry. They can just follow our footprints, Sanji assures her. With their strength, they'll catch up in no time. We can wait somewhere relaxing, Nami tells her. Agreed, Usopp groans as he struggles to walk in the desert. Akuma no human demon form. Eyes from hell. I close my eyes and then open them to scout the surrounding area and spot some ruins ahead. If we keep going this way for a little Lanuans. Finally, Usopp groans as we pick up the pace, finally see the ruins ahead, and soon reach them in a matter of minutes. I'm exhausted. Let's take a short break, Nami suggests as we settle down in the ruins. Yes, Nami, Sanji agrees with her happily. Come on, you're pathetic. Nami snaps at Usopp as he lies on the sand, exhausted from the long morning walk. Easy for you to say, you rode eyelash. We gotta walk the whole way, he whines as he moves to sit. Thanks, eyelash, Nami says to the pervy camel, who happily accepts her gratitude. Vivi? I look over at her to see her worrying again. Will Luffy and the others know where to find us? She asks, and I smile. I think they'll be fine. We're on top of a hill. It stood out clearly, even from far away, I assure her. I hope so, she mumbles. Say, how much further to Yuba? Nami asks the princess. Seeing as we made it to these ruins, we should be there by night if we continue walking, Vivi tells her, and we all sigh at almost making it to the town. Close, at last, Nami sighs. Oh, so these are ruins? Sanji asks the princess. Yes. I believe they're from quite an old era. Civilization first began here thousands of years ago. Many kingdoms have risen and fallen. Resettlement in search of water, the occasional war. Ruins of such things remain all throughout this land. Many are full of mystery. Vivi explains, and I look around, thinking of what it once looked like when it was new as I sit in the shade, and Sanji comes to sit down next to me. And time flowed on, leading to the Alabasta dynasty of today? That's an epic story. A prosperous kingdom, destined to disappear, it's almost romantic, Sanji comments. Sanji, Nami and I hiss at him. Sorry, Vivi. I didn't mean it like that. It was just, a figure of speech. Sanji apologizes to the princess. It's all right. I've often felt the same way as of late. Just what is a country? Even if the ruler of a land changes, its people will keep on living. Culture, lifestyle, if those stay the same even when a country changes, I wonder if it's really necessary to struggle to protect the country. Certainly, there are other things that need protecting. Ever since the sand pirates and the town with the fake rebel soldiers, I've been thinking that way a lot. Vivi says with a lost look in her eyes. I'm sorry. That's just me being strange. I haven't found the answers either. But I do know what we must do now. Baroque works scheming is about to cause a meaningless war. We must stop it, at all costs. What they're trying to do is throw this land into ruin. I don't care if it leaves a dark splotch in our history, I absolutely refuse to let Crocodile have his way. Well, we should get going, Usopp announces. Usopp, are you alright? Vivi asks the sniper. Are you kidding? I can't control the strength welling up in me, he boasts with his legs shaking. Liar. Sanji comments. Oh, shut up. He snaps at the blonde. They'll stop in a second. I'll show you how gutsy manly Usopp is. I'll never fall to my knees easily. Sanji pokes into the back of Usopp's knee, making the long nose buckle onto his knees. What's the big idea? You fell easily. Sanji comments. Well, we should get going, Vivi, I tell her to her shock. But what about Luffy? She asks me. You're such a worrywart. He says he's going to kick Crocodile's butt. Once he has a clear goal, you can let him do his own thing. You know that, Nami assures the princess. Yes, she agrees, and we head back into the desert and walk for hours till the sun sets again. Usopp. You're falling behind, Sanji says to the sniper, meters behind the rest of us as he struggles to walk, and we stop to wait for him. What happened to showing how gutsy you are? I only said that out of spirit, Usopp whines due to his exhaustion. Hang in there, just a little further, Nami assures the sniper, and I look at Vivi as she looks out into the desert. Still worried? I ask her, and she snaps out of it. Oh, no, she answers, but I don't believe her. It's written all over your face, Nami comments. I'm sorry. I do have faith in them, but, she replies sheepishly. I'm guessing you'll never get over being a worrier. But that has its good points, too, Nami smiles. You people are amazing, she says, and we look at her in surprise. I felt that way ever since Little Garden. How can you have so much faith in your friends? How? It's not something I'm conscious of. I've never even thought about it, Nami replies, and I nod in agreement. That's what's amazing. Having unconditional faith in someone. That's not very easy to have, Vivi says. I'm not really sure, but maybe it's because we all do what we can as best as we can. I question as we start walking again. A while back, he said something on the island I lived on. Nami tells the princess and recites the words as clearly as if it were yesterday. I remember those words very well, I thought. Oh, this is how these pirates are, alone. There's a limit to your strength. Sometimes, things you really want to do are too much for one person. You need friends. But it amounts to nothing if those friends don't do what they can. Whoops, sorry, that wasn't an answer. Thank you, Vivi replies after shaking her head. I can't keep my thoughts straight in this heat. Nami laughs, and we keep on walking till Vivi taps Nami on the shoulder and points over. I move to see Chopper and Zoro huffing as Luffy jumps around on top of a dune happily shouting and runs down to join us as we keep on walking. However, Usopp needs to catch up again. Hey, Luffy, what did your brother and Dakota give you? Usopp asks him. I dunno. He gets out the piece of paper, looking at it. It's just scraps of paper. Just scraps of paper? Chopper asks, and Sanji takes the pieces of paper from Luffy's hands. Let me see that. Sanji examines the papers. It really is just scraps of paper. It's not even a note or anything. Hey, are you serious? Usopp asks. I'm not really sure either, but, a wind blows through, picking up the pieces of paper towards the dumb camel who tries to eat it, and Luffy jumps up, hitting the camel to stop him from eating the Vivre cards. Hey, don't eat that. He grabs the pieces of paper. Give me your hat, Luffy, Nami tells him. Huh? This? He gives her his precious hat. If it's that important, I'll sew them to the underside of your hat ribbon. She tells him, and she begins sewing them in. Oh, great, sew it good, he beams as he watches her. Yes, yes. Okay, all done. She finishes and bites the string. Here you go, she hands him back his hat. Thanks, now I don't have to worry, he laughs as he puts his hat back on. There's nothing written on it. What point is there to keeping it? Zoro asks. Ace told me to keep it, so I'm keeping it, he replies as if that's an answer. Your confidence isn't based on anything, Sanji remarks. So what? It's right a lot, he argues. I don't know about that, Zoro mutters. This time, he's right. I tell them and get out the piece Ace gave me and place it in my hand, allowing it to move. The others gasp in surprise, and I put it back into my bra. How to do that? Nami questions in surprise. It's called a vivre card, it's made in the new world from someone's fingernail, it's safe from water and fire. I begin to explain. Wait, it's made from someone's fingernail? Sanji asks, and I nod. Yeah, I'm not sure why but it has to be the fingernail, though I suppose with its other name, paper of life, it's got something to do with it. Cool, but why was it moving? Luffy asks and looks at the pieces attached to his hat ribbon. It pulls towards each other, wherever they are in the world, though you can't tell the distance or what obstacles there are. Ace was right about it, bringing us back together again. I smile at my baby brother, who beams happily. I see, that's really useful, Zoro comments, and I look at him, taking out another piece. I think you need this in case UK, and the others laugh, but he happily takes the piece of paper, and I feel my cheeks go red but play it off as the heat. Everyone, Yuba is just over those big rocks. Let's make one more push to get there, Vivi announces with a smile. Yeah, we all cheer and head off towards the rocks. Yuba, huh? Yep, Yuba, Yuba. The others cheer, running off ahead, gaining more energy. Carry me, Zoro. Though Usopp still struggles to walk. Don't be a wimp, he replies. Oop, carry me too, Zoro, Luffy exclaims though he has tons of energy. Rock paper scissors, then, Usopp exclaims. Not happening. He snaps at them as he keeps. Soon the sun sets over the desert, and it turns to dusk as we keep walking, and we all cover our faces from the harsh wind blowing sand into the air. Up ahead, I see a light, Vivi announces and points into the distance. Did we make it to Yuba? I can't really see with all this sand, Luffy says as Usopp collapses, and Zoro ends up carrying him. What could that sound be? The city does look right. Vivi fears, and the wind grows harsher. A sandstorm. The city of Yuba is being struck by a sandstorm. She breaks into a run, and we all chase after her as quickly as we can. One Piece. Alabasta arc. This can't be, Vivi mutters as we walk into the city. It's full of sand covering everything in sight, and some buildings are crumbling away. This is bad. It's almost no different from that Irimalu city, Zoro comments as we look around. Where's the water? Luffy asks. Wasn't this supposed to be an oasis city, Vivi? Sanji asks the princess. The sand has raised the ground. The oasis has been swallowed up, she answers, and the sound of someone shoveling comes over, and we look down to see an elderly man digging into the sand. Are you travelers? He asks us as he continues to dig. You must be exhausted from your trek through the desert. Sorry. This town is a bit dried up. But you're free to rest here if you want. He looks over his shoulder at us, and Vivi covers her face, not wanting to be recognized. There are plenty of inns here. They are this town's pride, after all. We came because we heard the rebel army was in this city, Vivi asks hesitantly. What business do you have with the rebel army? He demands and starts throwing things our way. Curse you, don't tell me you're hoping to join the rebellion? He shouts but soon calms down as he goes back to digging. If you're looking for those fools, they left town long ago. They what? Luffy yells as we all stare in shock. No, Vivi gasps at the news. A sandstorm hit the town just now, but it certainly wasn't the first. The sand has dried up after 3 years of drought, and sandstorms began to frequent this town ever since. Little by little, the oasis of the past was swallowed up, leaving what you see now. With the town's flow of supplies gone, not even the rebel army's protracted struggle would have worked out. So the rebel army moved its base to Kotoria. He tells us, and I hang my head. Kotoria. Vivi gasps at the name. Where's that, Vivi? Is Katoria close by? Luffy asks her. It's an oasis next to Nanohana. She tells him. Katoria is the town where I got lost and met Eyelash. Chopper exclaims, and the camel begins talking. When you saved me, Eyelash says he was carrying rebel army goods to Katoria. The boys angrily beat on the pervy camel. Why didn't you say so sooner? Why, you, they snap at the camel. Whatever, Chopper translates, and the boys start hitting the camel again. Why did we come all this way, then? Zoro questions our long journey. Vivi? Did you just say, Vivi? The old man asks as he comes walking towards us. Wait, old guy. Vivi isn't the princess. Luffy opens his big mouth. Don't tell him that, moron. Zoro snaps at him as he smacks him over the head. Princess Vivi? Is it you? You're alive. Thank goodness, it's me. Don't you recognize me? I suppose I can't blame you. I did lose some weight. He looks at the princess as she gasps. Toto? She gasps, covering her mouth in surprise. That's right. He confirms. It can't be, she whispers. Toto? Luffy questions. Vivi, I have faith in His Majesty. He's not someone who would ever betray the kingdom. Don't you agree? He says with tears falling down his face. He falls to his knees as he breaks down, crying for his country, for Vivi. This rebellion is ridiculous. Those fools, so what if it hasn't rained for a mere 3 years? I have faith in His Majesty. Most of the country still does, in fact. So many times, I tried to stop them. But they won't listen to anything I say. The rebellion won't stop. Their strength is at its limit, too. They intend to settle things once and for all in the next attack. Their backs are to the wall, they're prepared to die. Please, Vivi, stop those fools. The old man begs her with tears streaming down his face, and she offers him her handkerchief. Don't worry, Toto, she tells him. Vivi, he whispers with shock on her face. We will stop the rebellion, she says, and he starts crying again. Thank you, he says through his sobs. Dakota's paw. Vivi, I have faith in His Majesty. He's not someone who would ever betray the kingdom. Don't you agree? He says with tears falling down his face. He falls to his knees as he breaks down crying for his country, for Vivi. This rebellion is ridiculous. Those fools, so what if it hasn't rained for a mere 3 years? I have faith in His Majesty. Most of the country still does, in fact. So many times, I tried to stop them. But they won't listen to anything I say. The rebellion won't stop. Their strength is at its limit, too. They intend to settle things once and for all in the next attack. Their backs are to the wall, they're prepared to die. Please, Vivi, stop those fools. The old man begs her with tears streaming down his face, and she offers him her handkerchief. Don't worry, Toto, she tells him. Vivi, he whispers with shock on her face. We will stop the rebellion, she says, and he starts crying again. Thank you, he says through his sobs. You must be tired, please follow me. He walks off, collecting himself, and we follow him to one of the buildings. One Piece. Alabasta arc. We walk inside to see beds. I throw myself into one of the beds, happy to be sleeping on a bed for the night as everyone else settles in though once Toto leaves. Luffy follows him. Excellent work today, everyone. So let's hit the hay for now and regain our strength for tomorrow. Nighty-night. He jumps into his bed and fakes sleep. Zoro throws his pillow at the back of Usopp's head, throwing him off the bed. You've been sleeping this whole time. Zoro snaps at the sniper, who gets back up slowly. Why, you, don't compare me with you monsters. Usopp snaps and throws the pillow back at Zoro, hitting him in the face. Now you've done it, Zoro growls and Usopp throws his pillow at Chopper, making the little reindeer go flying. Besides, you win today's laziness award, Blue Nose, he exclaims, and Chopper runs over, jumping onto the long nose. It's not my fault I can't stand the heat, Chopper argues, upset with the accusation. Sanji. That's my, Vivi tries to tell the cook. I look over to see him lying in Vivi's bed, lifting the blanket up to invite her to lie with him. Yes. I thought you might have a hard time sleeping alone tonight, Sanji tells her, and Usopp takes my pillow from under my head and throws it at the pervy cook, hitting him square in the face. And what do you think you're doing there? Usopp asks him. giving Sanji a dirty look while Chopper tries not to giggle. "Oh, that took some nerve. Which one of you is spoiling for a fight?" he vows, and they throw pillows everywhere. I cover my head with my blanket, just wanting some rest. "Do you guys not understand the points of a nap?" Nami snaps at the boys. "Alright, you're in trouble now," Sanji growls, and the boys start fighting. I throw my blanket away and pull Sanji and Zoro apart. "I'm trying to sleep," I growl, angry at them. "Now go to sleep," I snap, and they hang their heads. "Yes, Dakota." They submit, and I drop them onto the floor before grabbing a pillow and returning to bed. "Good night everyone," I say, getting replies before the light goes out, and I close my eyes, allowing sleep to overtake me. One Piece. Alabasta arc morning arrives quicker than I was hoping, needing a good night's rest, but we can't afford to waste time as we prepare to leave and say our farewells to Toto as we begin to go. "I'm sorry for being so unseemly, Vivi." He apologizes as we leave. "No, you're not unseemly at all. We should be off," Vivi bids him goodbye. "Oh, Luffy. Take this with you." He hands over a tankard. "Wow, water?" Luffy exclaims in glee, looking down at it. "Water?" Usopp yells. "You found some?" he asks the old man. "Last night, just after you fell asleep while digging, I reached a moist layer of sand. That water is the moisture I managed to extract from it," Toto explains. "Oh, that sounds kind of complicated, but thanks," Luffy grins as he looks at the tankard. "It's genuine Yuba water. I'm sorry it's all I could get," he tells Luffy as he goes to drink but stops. "I'll drink it with care," Luffy promises, and we leave, walking back into the desert. One Piece. Alabasta arc. We all walk in the desert with what seems to be no problems until Luffy stops suddenly at a tree and sits down as we all stop at his sudden action. "Luffy, what are you doing?" Usopp demands, and we come to a stop. "Luffy?" Chopper questions him, and it will turn out bad but a good ending. "What's wrong, Luffy?" Vivi asks him in worry. "I quit," he announces, looking serious. "Huh? You quit?" Nami asks him. "Luffy, what do you mean?" Vivi asks him. "Come on, Luffy. We don't have time to put up with your whims. Get up." Usopp complains. But I think Luffy actually has a plan behind his actions today. "Aren't we going back?" Chopper asks. "Yeah, if we don't go back to Katoria the way we came and stop the revolt, a million citizens here are gonna clash, and things'll get ugly quick. This is for Vivi. Now let's go." Sanji snaps and goes over to Luffy, who throws him away. "That's boring." Luffy lies. "Say what?" Sanji rages as he gets back up. "Vivi." "Yes? I want to kick Crocodile's ass," he says with a glare that startles the princess at the determination in his eyes. "If we stop the people rebelling, will that stop Crocodile? Besides, we won't be able to do anything in Katoria anyway. We're pirates, you see. Things are better off without us around." He can really get straight to the point without thinking sometimes, I comment as I watch them. Despite being Luffy. Usopp remarks. That's, Vivi tries to deny it. "You want it, so nobody dies in this fight. None of the citizens, and none of us, even when we're up against a warlord of the sea and a million people are going wild. You hope everyone will stay safe and sound. Don't you think that's too soft-hearted?" Luffy asks her. "Hold on, Luffy. At least show some sympathy for Vivi." Nami snaps at him, and Sanji holds her back. "Wait, Nami." But she tries to argue, but Vivi shakes off her hood to look Luffy in the eye. "And what's wrong with thinking that? What's wrong with not wanting people to die?" Vivi demands that it's a nice way of thinking but unrealistic. "People die," Luffy tells her, and she slaps him across the face. I take a step forward but stop myself from moving further. "Stop talking like that. Say that again, and I'll make you pay. That's exactly what we're trying to stop here. The rebel army, the royal army, and the people of this kingdom haven't done anything wrong. So why do people have to die when it's all Crocodile's fault?" She asks angrily, and Luffy gets to his feet, jumping at the princess, punching her as lightly as possible across the face, and I have to hold Sanji back from pummeling our captain. "Then why are you putting your life on the line?" Luffy shouts. "Whoa, Luffy. You're going too fat," Usopp exclaims. "Damn it, Luffy." Sanji growls as I hold him back, and Vivi gets up, tackling Luffy into the sand. "Just one look at this kingdom and even I can tell," he says, and Vivi punches him back. "Tell what?" she asks him as she throws punches. "What most needs to be done? As if putting your single life on the line is enough," he yells as he gets hit. I feel Zoro placing his hand on my shoulder, trying to stop me from jumping in. "Then what should I be putting on the line?" "I don't have," she yells but stops when Luffy grabs her arms, stopping her from hitting him anymore. "I don't have anything else that I can put on the line." Luffy gets up, making her fall off of him. "At least try putting all of our lives on the line together." "Aren't we friends?" he yells, and she gasps in shock, tears gathering. "Aren't we friends?" he repeats himself calmly, and she bursts into tears. "Oh, you can cry those kinds of tears." He picks up his hat, letting her cry as he dusts it off. "I know you actually hate this and want to beat him up the most." Nami approaches the crying Princuffy, gets to his feet and puts his hat back on. "Now tell me, where Crocodile is?" Though it makes the princess cry even more, he sits back on the sand, but she soon stops. "Everyone, Luffy is exactly right. I made up my mind now. Let's go to where Crocodile is," she announces. "Yeah," Luffy agrees as he gets back up. "That does seem to be the quickest shortcut," Nami comments. "Meaning no more of this annoying, roundabout traveling," Zoro remarks, and I nod in agreement with him. "So, where is this damn crocodile?" Sanji asks, and Vivi gets out the map from her pocket. "Let's see here," she mutters as she unrolls it to show the map of the island. "This is the capital city of Alubarna, where my father rules from." She points at the city's name before pointing at the town where the rebels are based. "And the rebel army is currently here, preparing to invade Alubarna. So we need to take care of Crocodile before that can happen," Sanji comments as if it's that easy. "Crocodile is here. Rainbase." She points at the name. "Rainbase," Usopp repeats the name. "It's about a day's journey north of here," she says, and we set out heading north towards the next city. One Piece. ALABASTA arc. It's been a few hours since we set out, and Luffy and Usopp are already complaining about the desert's scorching heat behind Eyelash. "Come on, I told you to quit moaning. You too." Nami snaps at them, growing bored with their whining. "Who are you to say anything when you're riding the camel?" Luffy complains. "Yeah, let us ride, too, you camel, woman," Usopp complains. "Nami Mel." Luffy spits, calling her names. "Good one," Usopp applauds him. "Chopper. You haven't collapsed today," Zoro comments, seeming proud of him. "Yeah, I'm gonna try extra hard." "Vivi, does Rainbase have water?" he asks her. "Yes, there's no problem there. It's a gambling town, almost completely detached from the rebellion," she tells him, and I grin at the thought of gambling. "Oh, gambling?" Nami sparkles, having the same thought as me. "Hey, now, what are you thinking?" Zoro snaps as he looks at us. "I guess even here in Alabasta there are carefree cities," Sanji comments. "Gum gum, no way," Luffy shouts as he stretches his arms around, keeping Usopp away from his tankard of water from Yuba. "No," he keeps repeating as he moves his arms around as Usopp tries to get at the water. "Come on. Just one sip. That is why we have it," Usopp tears up. "That dry old guy spent all night digging this water up. We can't just drink it like it's nothing, you dumbhead," Luffy snaps as he holds onto it protectively. "Wow, sometimes you can restrain yourself," Nami comments. "Of course, I can. How rude. You're rude." He leans closer to her, and Usopp finally collapses. "Can't take another step. Water," Usopp pants, looking tired. "So, how long until Rainbase?" he asks her, and she gets off of the camel. "Luffy. Thanks. I never would have been able to make this decision on my own," she tells him. "Then gimme food," he tells her, and she looks at him in surprise. "After I kick Crocodile's ass, gimme so much food I might die." "Okay, I promise," she smiles, and I shake my head. "You're gonna regret agreeing to that," I tell her with a laugh, and we return to walking, hoping to make it to Rainbase as quickly as possible. One Piece. ALABASTA arc. It's late evening when Vivi announces our arrival at the city where Crocodile resides. I see it. "Is that it?" Chopper asks as we keep walking, and the city grows closer. "Rainbase?" Nami questions as she looks around the princess. "Oh, are we here?" Luffy asks and seems to perk up a little. Alright, time to beat up Crocodile. He yells but soon calms again as Nami jumps off Eyelash and smacks him. Save your energy, she snaps, and we walk on, but that doesn't stop Luffy's excitement. So this is Rainbase, he grins, glad we're finally here. By the way, does Baroque Works know we're in this country now? Zoro asks. Most likely. We did run into Mr. 2 and Miss Hallows Eve, so we should assume they know we're here, Nami replies. So what? Luffy asks, not seeing the problem. They know what we look like. We can't do much of anything while we're in Rainbase, Usopp explains. Why not? Luffy demands. If we get spotted first, Crocodile can probably deal with us in all kinds of ways, Usopp points out. Assassination is their area of speciality, Zoro remarks. Oh, it's mine too. I exclaim happily as I raise my hand in the air. Come out, Crocodile, Luffy shouts, not caring. Were you even listening? Usopp snaps as he hits him over the head. In any case, no matter who we run into, I'll protect Nami and Vivi as Dakota can protect herself. Though you three girls can call me Prince, Sanji flirts with us with a grin. Smooth one, Zoro remarks, angering the cook. Smoother than you are, Zoro, Sanji snaps back. I don't know about that, I mutter, but I swear Zoro hears me. Water, Usopp and Chopper beg. Shut up, you guys. Zoro snaps at them. I need water, Usopp cries. Me too. Luffy yells and runs off to the entrance of the city. Water, water. Wait, Luffy. Usopp gains some energy and runs after the idiot. Both of you wait. I call out as I run after them. Take money with you, Nami shouts, but I wave her off as we enter the city. One Piece. Alabasta arc. The boys run into a cafe, and I walk in after them, feeling the cool air coming from the spinning fan on the ceiling. Alright, we can get water here, Usopp. Dakota. Luffy cheers as we enter. Water, Usopp exclaims, and we walk to the bar. Old lady, water, Luffy exclaims as they both bang their hands on the counter. A barrel of water, no, five barrels of water, Usopp orders, and the woman comes over with 2 barrels on her shoulders, placing them down in front of the 2 boys. Here, she snaps, and I get out some money. Water, the boys exclaim, and she places the other 3 down in front of me as I give her the money. This water's great, you jerk, Luffy says around mouths of water. It's great, you bastard, Usopp replies as they drink. Let's hurry and take the others some. The boys stop and look over. I lean forward to see Smoker and Tashigi sitting back at us. Oh, no, I groan as I pick up the barrels, and the boys spit out their water at the Marines. Run, Luffy yells. Yeah, Usopp yells in agreement. Get those barrels. I throw one of them to Luffy and Usopp as we run out of the cafe. One Piece. Alabasta arc. We ran out of the cafe, down the street, hoping not to get caught by the Marines again. Why are the Marines here again? Luffy yells as we run and looks back at the Marine soldiers chasing us. How should I know? Just run, I snap as we run towards the others. Hey, guys. The Marines are here, Luffy shouts to the others as we run towards them, and they start running too. You're the one bringing them here, Zoro shouts back. Catch him for sure this time, one of the soldiers shouts from behind us. This is bad. Baroque Works is gonna spot us if we run through the city, Usopp yells, drawing more attention to us. I think it's too late for that. Zoro snaps as he looks around, and I see it, too, the Baroque Works agents all around us with pictures of all of us. Then it's decided. Let's go, Luffy says, and Vivi looks at him. To where Crocodile is. Right, Vivi? Yes, she answers and points ahead of us. Do you see that alligator roof building up ahead? That's the casino that Crocodile runs. Rain dinners, she says as it comes into focus as we head towards the building. There, huh? So that's where Crocodile is? Luffy grins, revving up for a fight. It'd be best if we split up, Sanji suggests. It looks that way, Zoro agrees with the cook. Alright, see you later, Luffy yells as we come to a crossroads going to our left. Yeah, we all shout as we split off from one another. I go with Zoro and Vivi down the streets, but more agents are cornering us. Damn it, Zoro snaps as the Baroque Works agents get in our way. Misdirection, too. Vivi announces and points behind us at more agents. It's them. No doubt about it. Kill him, they yell among themselves. The Baroque works millions. Vivi gasps. Stuck between the devil and the deep sea. Huh? Go on without me. Dakota will protect you. Hurry, Zoro says, and I pull Vivi into an alleyway to get away. Alright. She agrees as we run off down the alleyway, but some agents separate from the others and run after us. Come on, Vivi. I push her in front of me as we run down the back streets with the men running behind us. Vivi, keep running, I order her, and she looks back but nods as she runs off, and I turn around, getting out my gun from my cloak and pointing it at the men who come to a stop. Feeling lucky, I smirk as I pull the trigger, shooting each of the men in the leg, not wanting them to follow, and I promised Ace I wouldn't kill unless absolutely necessary from now on. That was fun. Teleport. One Piece. ALABASTA arc. I pop up next to Zoro, spooking the others of my sudden arrival. I look around but don't see the others. Where are the others? I ask them. Sanji was taking care of some marines. Where's Vivi? Nami asks me back. I thought she'd be here by now. We were getting chased by millions, I tell them. She might have gone inside, Usopp suggests in a panic. Let's hurry, then, Nami agrees, and then a scream comes from behind them, and I see a familiar-looking straw hat. Luffy, I shout, but I see someone running behind him. Get back here. I hear Smoker shout to Luffy. It's that Smoker guy. Zoro gapes as they grow closer. Hey, let's go. Run inside, guys. Luffy shouts, and he runs past us, and we follow after him. We're right behind you, Usopp shouts as we run over the bridge with Smoker behind us. He's in there, isn't he? Luffy growls angrily. Listen, Crocodile, I'm going to kick your ass, I'm coming for you. Get back here, you. More millions come for us, shooting their guns. Shoot him, shoot him. Damn, they're annoying. Zoro snarls and runs back, slicing them to silence. That quieted things a bit. We make it to the door of the casino. One Piece. ALABASTA arc. Luffy slams the doors open to the casino with rage. Crocodile, come out. Luffy shouts, stopping the gamblers momentarily, but they return. I pull my hood over my crimson hair. I came all this way to kick your ass. Luffy shouts again, but again the gamblers pay him no mind. Crocod, Usopp and Nami punch him on the head to stop him. That's not gonna make him come out here, Nami snaps at him. We're dealing with the country's hero. Are you trying to make these patrons our enemies too? Usopp snaps at him, trying to get him to see sense. Alright, what do we do, then? Luffy asks them. Hold on, without Vivi, we won't know who Crocodile is, Usopp stutters. Speaking of which, where is Vivi? Nami questions. Vivi, Crocodile. Where are you? All three of them shout, and I shake my head at them. Hey, now, Zoro snaps at them to quieten down. Hey, Vivi and Crocodile aren't coming. Luffy pouts as if it were going to work. I've got you now, Straw Hat, you too, Red Devil, Smoker shouts as he runs towards us. Smoker? Nami gasps in surprise. You think you can just scurry all over the place? He snaps, and we make a run for it. It's Smokey, Luffy exclaims. Our run, Usopp shouts as we start running. Damn, what's that smoke freak doing here in Rainbase? I'd say he's taken quite a liking to Luffy and Dakota, Zoro jokes. That's not funny. I snap at the swordsman. This building is surrounded by a lake. There's nowhere to run. The smoker growls as he enters the casino, but two security guards come out to stop him. Please stop, sir, government officials aren't allowed inside, they order him, but the stubborn man pushes them aside. He's so stubborn, Luffy yells. Get back here, Smoker shouts. I can't deal with that guy, Luffy complains, and three more security guards come out before us. Just a minute, sir. I must ask that you leave. One tries to stop us, but Luffy runs right into them, sending them flying. Huh? Did I just run into something? Luffy questions as we keep running. Stop. Smoker shouts as if we'll listen to him. Hey, look there, Usopp points out in front of us at the VIP entrance, where people are welcoming us. Right this way. This is the VIP room. They greet us as we run towards them. VIP room? Usopp questions. Could it mean, bring it on, Nami wonders. This guy gets right to the point, Zoro comments. Alright, let's go. Luffy yells as we head for the door. But what's a VIP? We run through the door into a long corridor with a split. Hey, the hallway splits at the end, I announce. VIPs go to the left. Usopp reads one of the signs. And it says pirates go this way. Nami reads the other sign. Which way do we go? Luffy asks. Hurry and decide. Zoro warns him as we grow closer to the two choices. VIPs, obviously, VIPs, Usopp offers. But we're pirates. Pirates go this way. Luffy decides, and we go to the right. Yeah, you got a point there, Usopp agrees as we all go right and come to a dead end. Wait. Nami gasps at the dead end. Straw Hat, Red Devil, Smoker growls as we halt, and the floor under us parts, revealing a trap door before we realize we fall into the darkness. What in the world is going on? I can't believe we fell for this trick, Zoro sighs as we all fall. I wind up swimming when falling in the darkness disease. Usopp cries out as he tries swimming in the air. A trapdoor. Luffy yells. We should have gone the other way. I shout as we fall into a tunnel. One Piece. Alabasta arc. I open my eyes to see we're in a cage. I get up and look around the posh room with windows looking out into the lake outside, full of banana gators swimming around. A clever trap, Luffy mutters as if that justifies us ending up in a cage. Yeah, it wasn't our fault. Usopp agrees with his fellow idiot. We could have avoided it. You did exactly what the enemy wanted. I can't believe how stupid you are, Nami snaps at them. We did follow them. I point out and shift as she glares at me. Anyways, I'm suddenly out of strength, Luffy announces, and I look at the bars with a sigh. How come? Are you hungry or something? Usopp asks him. Luffy. Zoro shouts a warning as Smoker smacks him in the face with his jeet that he covered the tip with sea prism stone, knocking him to the floor. Luffy. Nami cries out as Smoker puts the tip of his jeet into Luffy's chest, making him weak. I'll fight you if you want, Smoke Freak, Usopp warns Smoker though he moves back away from him. I once helped take down a bomb man. Huh? I have no strength, just like when I fall in water, Luffy moans. What have you done to Luffy? Nami demands. At the tip of this jeet is a material known as sea prism stone. A strange type of stone that supposedly only exists in one certain sea. Not much is known about it, but it basically gives off the same energy as the ocean. You can think of it as the sea in solid form. Smoker explains, and I look at the bars on the cage. So it makes devil fruit users weak? Zoro asks the Marine captain. All Marine HQ prison cells are made of it. To prevent criminals with devil fruit powers from escaping. He tells us, and I shake my head. Not from what I've heard, I remark, and he glares at me. Then, this prison cell is the same? Nami concludes. If it weren't, I'd be long gone by now, after making it, so none of you take to the seas again. Smoker growls, and I growl at him, getting out my gun and pointing it at him. Wait. What good will fighting in this situation do? Usopp exclaims. Besides, he's made of smoke, guns won't work on him, Nami argues, but I pull the safety anyway. That's correct. Give it up. Crocodile announces himself. We all look at the wooden desk with the chair facing away. You're going to die together, so why not get along first? Crocodile. Smoker growls. What? Larlord swirls around in his chair, revealing himself. I bite my tongue to stop myself from saying anything as he stands. So he's one of the 7 warlords? Zoro questions as he looks at him. Looks as despicable as I thought. Smoker spits out. Oh, you really are the wild dog I've heard about, Smoker. Crocodile retorts, and I cough, making Smoker glare at me. It seems you never once believed I was on your side, but, yes. You're correct. Smoker. I think I'll have you die an accidental death. He moves away from his desk and saunters towards the cage. I'll inform the government that you fought well against the lowly, straw hat, pirate. I don't know why you've come to this country, but I assume you're on your own. The government would never have sent you here. Sounds like you, I comment as I look at Smoker. Shut up, Dakota. The Smoker snaps at me. Because everyone trusts me, as a warlord of the sea. Crocodile finishes though he throws both Smoker and me a look. So you're Crocodile? Hey. You, fight me? Luffy yells and grabs hold of the cage bars, feeling the effects of the sea prism stone. Pay attention, don't touch the bars, Usopp snaps at him. Straw Hat Luffy. You've done well to come this far. I promised to get rid of you, so wait a little more. Our guest of honor has yet to arrive. Crocodile announces, and I know who it is. Guest of honor? Nami questions, and I throw her a look. I just sent my partner to pick her up. He tells us, and I point my gun towards the warlord. And what do you think a gun will do? He questions, and I go to pull the trigger. When Nami pulls my arm down, I accidentally pull the trigger and shoot myself in the leg from the force of Nami's pull. I let out a yelp of pain as I fall to the floor. Nami kneels beside me, looking guilty. What did you do that for? I snap at her as I pull my desert robe away, revealing my dancer girl outfit, and move the skirt to see my leg with a bleeding bullet wound. Wait, that isn't healing? Usopp panics as he looks at it. Of course not. The bullets are sea prism stone. I snap back at him, and the others look in shock. I see how clever, Crocodile comments, and he taps his foot, making a small hole appear under the gun, and it falls down. Dakota, are you going to be okay? Luffy asks, and I nod as I sharpen my nails, digging into my wound to find the bullet. I feel the sting of the shot, and I pull it out and throw it away, allowing my mound to heal. I am now, man that hurt. I groan as I lie on the floor and see Zoro above me. It seems I'm leaning my head on his leg. He looks down at me with a reassuring smile, and I smile back. Look at me, I'm Sanji. I hear Luffy and look over to see Luffy pretending to be Sanji. You the one who ate the meat? Act like, Nami growls as she hits them over the head. Serious prisoners. She strikes them over the heads as Usopp and Luffy fall to the floor. How can you act like that in such a serious situation as this? We can't get out, so what else is there to do? Luffy asks her. The fact we can't get out is what makes it serious. We might wind up dead if we don't do something. And why are you sleeping? Nami rages and smacks Zoro awake, which also makes me sit up. Oh, is it morning? Zoro questions as he wipes the sleep from his eyes. It's noon. She snaps at him. You're a high-spirited girl, Crocodile comments. Whatever. Go ahead and act confident while you still can. Once these guys get out of here, they'll kick your butt and send you flying above the clouds. Isn't that right, Luffy? She snaps and points at Luffy. Of course it is, you jerk. Luffy cheers. You seem to be quite the trustworthy captain, Straw Hat Luffy. Trust, the most unneeded thing in this world, Crocodile remarks. Who does he think he is, insulting people? Nami snaps. Q quit it. You'll make him mad, too? Usopp stutters as he tries to stop her. Crocodile, I hear Vivi shout, and I jump to my feet, looking through the bars. Vivi, we all call out to her to see her at the top of the stairs. Welcome, Vivi, Princess of Alabasta. No, Miss Wednesday. I'm impressed you managed to evade our assassins to come this far, Crocodile comments, seeming smug. I would go as far as it takes, because I want you to die, Mr. Zero, if only you hadn't come to this country. Vivi snaps and jumps with her weapon spinning, running down the steps. Wait, Vivi. Let us out. Luffy shouts. Alabasta would have remained peaceful. She shouts as she runs down the stairs. Peacock string slasher. She screams as she jumps into the air again and swings it at his head, hitting him around the neck, but with his logia devil fruit powers, it doesn't touch him as he turns into sand. It's no use. Smoker comments to himself as Vivi lands on the table. You don't say, I reply with sass as Crocodile disappears into the sand. Satisfied, Crocodile asks her as she looks around at the sand surrounding her. As a citizen of this country, you surely know that I have the power of the sand fruit. He materializes around her, his hand covering her mouth. Want to become a mummy? As sand person, Usopp freaks out. Hey, you, get away from Vivi. I'll kick your ass, Luffy shouts at him. Sit. Crocodile orders the princess and pushes her into the seat he was once sitting in. Perfect timing. The party is just starting. Correct, Miss All Sunday. Yes. She agrees and gets out a pocket watch. Party? Nami repeats as the raven-haired beauty looks at the pocket watch. It just turned noon. Operation Utopia is beginning, she announces. Operation Utopia. I question, not seeing what that could mean. What's an Operation Utopia? Luffy asks, and Crocodile starts laughing. It's not good. Hey, he's ignored as Crocodile continues to laugh. It seems almost like he practices his evil laugh a little. It will be this pathetic little kingdom that dies, Miss Wednesday. He announces. I'm going to wipe Alabasta from the face of the earth. All people, big and small, will be sucked into eternal darkness as they writhe in pain. Let Operation Utopia commence. He laughs again maniacally as Vivi is tied to the chair so she can't escape Miss All Sunday. Just what are you planning to do to Alabasta? Vivi demands answers from the crook. Would you like to know the type of people I look down on most of all? He asks her but doesn't care for a response. Hypocrites who treasure the so-called happiness of the people. You intend to kill my father? As if you could ever do that? Vivi shouts at him, angry at the thought. There's no need to shout. I have no such intention. He's not even worth killing. I'm going to let Cobra taste humiliation far crueler than death. He tells her, well us. Crueler than death? Usopp repeats, and I can think of all the crueler things I've been paid to do than death. That's no way for a princess of a kingdom to look. Crocodile smirks as he looks at the princess, as she glares at him, probably wishing him dead again. I'll ask one more time, just what is Operation Utopia? Tell me, Vivi demands. Now, do you realize where you stand in this situation? He replies, not threatened by the princess. Answer the question, she yells at him, growing impatient. You're a valiant princess. But very well. The operation has already begun. I'll tell you about my plan to end this country, about Operation Utopia. He tells her and begins explaining the operation. What a horrifying plan, Nami gasps once he finishes explaining his plan. Well, do you like it? The operation you once participated in has now blossomed. If you listen closely, you could probably hear the howls of Alabasta. And they all think the same thing. Protect Alabasta. Protect Alabasta. Protect Alabasta. He drives it in deep every time he says those words. Stop it! Vivi screams. How can you be so cruel? Isn't it just heartrending? Love for the kingdom will be what destroys the kingdom. He taunts her further, and Luffy starts yelling before he tries to squeeze through TCTS of the sea prism bars so he can't stretch. Is he stupid? Did he not hear what I said? Smoker asks us as we watch him. He's definitely stupid, but that's also why he's our captain, Zoro replies. Sometimes determination looks like stupidity, I remark as we watch him try to fit his head through the bars. Crocodile, I will kick your ass, Luffy growls but soon gives up courtesy of the sea prism stone bars. So many moves have made to make it this far, the sabotage to instigate the citizens, directing the royal army's misconduct. Have you any idea why I go to such lengths to attain this country? He asks rhetorically. As if I'd understand anything inside your rotten head. Vivi spits back at him. I giggle a little, which earns a glare from the warlord. You really are a bad-mouthed princess. He comments with a smirk. Vivi glares at him and tosses her chair onto the floor. Vivi! Usopp shouts as we watch her try to squirm away. Now, what are you trying to do, Miss Wednesday? He asks her as we all watch her try to wiggle away. Stop you, I'm going to stop you. There's still time, if I can just get to Alubarna east of here. If I can get there before the rebel army, I may be able to stop them, she tells him as she tries moving away from him as chuckles at her effort. I absolutely refuse to let you have your way. Vivi, Luffy yells at her as she struggles to make her home safe. What a coincidence. We're just about to head to Alubarna too. If you'd like to come with us, then do so. Or, would you rather save these people? He asks her and shows her a key, probably for the door. That's, she gasps. The key to this cell? Give it here, Luffy demands, but Crocodile drops it to the floor. And Vivi frees herself from her binds as he taps his foot on the floor again, opening a trapdoor underneath the key. A trapdoor? Vivi gasps as the key falls down, and there's a rumbling from inside. It won't be too long before their fight to the death begins. Even if you hurried to Alubarna from here, who knows if you'd make it in time? Crocodile taunts her further, and he's not wrong. Maybe she could make it if she leaves now. To stop the rebellion, you'd need to leave at once, Miss Wednesday. Or will you save these people instead? Though it doesn't help that I accidentally dropped the key below the floor, into the banana gator's den. A banana gator. Vivi gasps. Banana gator? Luffy questions, and I point to the gators outside the window, swimming around. Whoa! What's that? There's an alligator growing from that banana. What is that insanely huge alligator? Nami shrieks. This room is underwater? Usopp gasps, finally seeing it. You finally noticed. I laugh as they look at me in shock. What a weird banana. Luffy gasps as he looks around at the gators. You idiot. Look closer. It's an alligator with a banana growing out of it. It's a weird gator. Usopp snaps at him as Vivi gasps in shock. Hey, what happened, Vivi? I ask her, knowing I'm not going to like it. A banana gator swallowed the key to your cell, she tells us. What? Chase it and make it spit it out, Luffy yells as if she could. I can't. Banana gators are so ferocious that they even prey on sea kings. Get near one, and you'll be eaten in one bite, Vivi explains. I apologize for clumsily dropping the key. Plus, there's no telling which one swallowed it, Crocodile points out. What? Luffy exclaims. I can't believe this guy, Nami snaps. Damn, if we could just get out of here, I could handle those reptiles, Zoro snaps as he holds up his Wado Ichimonji. You're so dumb, Zoro. We can't get out because the key got eaten, Luffy points out as if he doesn't already know that. I know that, Zoro snaps at him. Well, then. Crocodile clicks his fingers, opening the door. We must be going a little earlier than you. Also, this room will be destroyed automatically in 1 hour's time. This secret underground room I've used as Baroque Works president is no longer of use. It will soon fill with water and be submerged in Rainbase's lake. 1 million innocent citizens, or a mere 5 pirates with no future. Only one choice can be saved, though the odds are low for both. Your feelings are your auntie, Miss Wednesday. Do you like gambling? With so many fools in this country, this was such an easy job. The juvenile rebels and the old man digging in Yuba, for example. He gives a dig at Toto, which Luffy catches. What? You mean the dry old guy? Luffy asks. A foolish old man who keeps pecking away every day at an oasis that's long dead. He keeps at it, despite the constant sandstorms. Crocodile chuckles. I knew he was behind it, stupid Sandman. Why, you? Luffy growls at the man. Tell me, Straw Hat Luffy. Do you think sandstorms can strike towns perfectly time after time? Crocodile hints at one of his doings. What are you saying? Vivi asks him, not seeing it. You did it? Luffy snarls at the warlord as he makes a miniature sand cyclone with his hand. I'll kill you. Vivi vows as she looks at him with pure hate as he chuckles and walks away. Though the blue-eyed beauty looks back before stepping behind the warlord, and one of the panels in the room pops open, allowing water to flow in from outside. Water's leaking in. Usopp shrieks in fear as another opens with more water flowing in, filling the room quicker. The whole room's gonna be flooded if we don't do something. Vivi, help, do something, I don't want only 1 hour to live. Quit freaking out, Zoro tells him as I fish out my lockpicking tools. Are you crazy, Zoro? How can I not freak out at a time like this? We're gonna die if we don't do something, don't you understand? Usopp shouts at the swordsman, and he points towards me as I hold up the tools. ALR. Zoro covers his mouth, stopping him from alerting the warlord to our plan. The kingdom or my friends, you say? I doubt you really plan on giving anything back. You plan to take my life, too. Before I reach Alubarna, I know full well that nothing will end unless I beat you. You don't even know anything about this country's people, history, way of life. You don't know anything about it. Vivi cries and throws her arm above her head, swinging her weapon before throwing it back down as she calls, and I nudge Luffy's shoulder as I start picking the lock. Vivi, get us out of here, come on. He forces it out, and she gasps as she looks up to see us trying to get out. Luffy, she mutters. Finally starting to beg for your life, Straw Hat Luffy. But it's only natural. Everyone is afraid of dying. Crocodile comments, but I can't help but think of Logatown. If we die, then who's going to kick your ass? Luffy shouts with determination. Don't flatter yourself, small fry. He spits back at my brother. You're the small fry. Luffy spits back, and I giggle as I try picking the lock. Well, this is your chance to abandon them, Miss Wednesday. If you wish to stop the rebellion, that is. He tells her, and a colossal banana gator comes stomping towards her. It's so big, she gapes at the size of it. That's what she said, I mumble and hear a small scoff from Smoker at my joke. Alright, beat it, Vivi, Luffy yells at her as if she's like him. That's crazy talk. It's too huge, Usopp yells at him, and I have difficulty stopping myself from saying anything. Vivi, run, you can't beat it. You're the one who's talking crazy, Luffy snaps at him. Wait, look out the windows, Nami gasps, and we all look out to see the gators lining up, waiting to come inside, and Usopp lets out a girlish shriek. They're all waiting for their turn, Usopp cries out. That was manly, I remark, and he glares. Hey, I almost mistook that for Nami. Hey, Usopp yells in protest. We're pretty much being treated as food, Zoro snaps. We're all gonna be in their stomachs in an hour? Usopp cries again. We'll drown before that even happens, I tell them as I touch the bars and grow weaker. Sea Prism Stone is stronger than their jaws. So, we're, Nami points out. Vivi, get out of here, I order her, and she shakes her head in protest. I won't she tries to argue when the banana gator dives for her. She jumps out of the way in time, but it bites through the stone staircase. Eats fast, Usopp exclaims in shock. It took a chomp out of the stone stairs in one instant. What a jaw! The gator turns its head, spotting the princess and smacks her away with its tail. Vivi, we call out to her. Damn! These monsters are unstoppable, Usopp exclaims. Vivi, run! Nami shouts at her. Get up, Luffy shouts. Vivi, it's gonna eat you, Usopp warns her as it opens its mouth when the sound of a transponder snail calls out, making it look back over to the warlord and his partner. Someone's calling. She states. What? She asks as she answers. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I hear a familiar voice on the other end. Yes, I hear you. You're a Millions, yes? She asks him. Hey, does this thing work? I've never used a mini transponder snail before. Sanji asks someone on the other end. Yes, everything is fine. You can talk just as you are. Another voice tells him. What do you want? Miss All Sunday demands. Hurry and state your business. What happened? Crocodile asks. Oh, I've heard that voice before. Heya. You called the Crap Cafe. Sanji tells him. The Crap Cafe? He repeats. Oh, it sounds like you remember me. That's great, he replies, probably smirking. I'm certain we have all 5 Straw Hat Pirates inside that cell. All that's left is their pet. Does this mean there are still others? Crocodile questions. Chopper's not going to like that, I remark as I stop feeling weak from accidentally touching the bars again. Hey, did you hear that? Crap Cafe, could it be? Nami questions. San. Luffy goes to shout, but Usopp covers his mouth. Wait, Luffy. Usopp hisses. The enemy doesn't know about him. He was in his room when Mr. 2 showed up, so they never met. Sanji, that's right. Sanji and Chopper are still outside, Vivi whispers. Just who are you? Crocodile asks him. Me? I'm Mr. Prince, Sanji tells him. Didn't take him long to come up with that. I snicker and hear Zoro snicker a little too. I see. Mr. Prince. Where are you? He asks Sanji. Afraid I can't say, if I did, you'd come get rid of me. Though setting aside whether or not you can get rid of me, I'm not so stupid as to give up information so easily. Unlike you, Mr. Zero. Sanji replies, acting smug. Prince, help, we've been caught. There's no time, Usopp screams through the bars. Come rescue me. Luffy shouts along with Usopp. Mr. Prince, help me, Usopp keeps screaming. Sounds like my crew's right by your side, in that case. I'm gonna. A gunshot rings on the other side. We all wait for Sanji to return. Troublesome bastard. Another voice spits, though it sounds strained. Hello. We've caught him. What should we do with this strange man? Sanji, no. Vivi whispers as she approaches her feet. Where are you? Tell me. Crocodile orders the Million. The front gate of a casino in Rainbase named Rain Dinners, the agent answers. That useless moron. That bastard better be alive, Zoro snaps. Sanji, Luffy cries out. Our hope, Nami sobs. This is great. Crocodile chuckles. Let's go to the front gate. Is that wise? The millions still don't know who their boss is. Miss All Sunday points out. I won't be going as their boss. Aside from the number agents, no one knows who you and I are. What's so strange about Crocodile, the owner of this casino, going to see what has happened in front of his building? He replies, and Vivi runs towards the demolished stairs, and the banana gator sees her and tries getting at her, but she jumps to avoid the hit. Vivi, what are you doing? Luffy shouts at her. There's still time before this room fills up with water. I'm going outside to get help, she shouts back. Yeah, there's no way he kicked the bucket just now. If Vivi can just free him, Usopp agrees. And Chopper's outside, too. We might have a chance. Nami nods along. Look out, Vivi, I shout as I pull my picklock away as a blur of sand heads towards her. Hitting her in the back is Crocodile's golden hook. Vivi, Luffy shouts as she falls back down the stairs with the banana gator. Enough of your nonsense. The crocodile snaps as the water begins flowing faster as it almost covers the floor. Vivi, wake up. Vivi, Usopp calls out to her. The gator's coming. Vivi. Luffy warns her, but from how she fell, she hit her head badly enough that I can smell the blood coming from her. If you love your friends that much, you can all die here together. The water will soon turn this into their feeding ground and submerge the entire room. I'll drag your cheeky Mr. Prince here too if you'd like, hopefully. You don't mind corpses. He grins as he walks out with his partner, leaving us to drown. Vivi, Luffy calls out, and she slowly gets up. I refuse to let them die, she says to herself. That's thoughtful, but try not getting killed. First, I warn her as the gator dives for her, but she slashes him, forcing it back. She jumps onto the back of the banana gator before jumping onto the remaining stairs. Yes, she got away. Nami cheers, but it's short-lived as the gator smashes down towards her as she runs up the stairs. The force of the hit breaks the window glass in front of us, allowing water to come faster inside the room. The water's broken through the glass. Now we have less than 20 minutes until this room's submerged, Usopp cries, and I get back to picking the lock. That's just enough time, I tell him as I return to work. Vivi, you alright? Luffy asks her, and the dust settles to see the beaten princess still there. Everyone, hang in there a little longer. I will bring back help. I promise I won't abandon you, she promises. Yeah, we're counting on you. Vivi, Luffy and Usopp cheer her on as she runs up the steps and out the door. Man, this is getting annoying. I curse as I keep touching the sea prism stone bars, making me feel weak, and the water's rising isn't helping. The water, Usopp keeps screaming as the water grows higher. We're gonna die, Luffy joins in screaming. Once this cage is submerged, it's all over for us. Nami cries out and moves her arm out of the bars. Hey, you stupid gator, come and get me. What's come over you, Nami? Usopp snaps at her as the gator tries to take a bite out of her, but she moves back in time. I'm making that guy mad, to get him to bite the cage apart. Nami snaps back at him. I get it. Great idea. Usopp cheers. Not gonna work. I sing as I keep trying to unlock the door. Come and get me, you stupid banana. You rotten banana, Luffy screams. No, that's wrong, I told you. He's basically an alligator with a banana on his head. Usopp tries to explain to the dummy. What? Would you shut up? Luffy tells him, and I kick Luffy into the water, letting him drown. I was hoping he'd shut up, I mutter as Usopp starts screaming again, bringing him back. Hey, what did you do that for, sis? Luffy snaps at me, and I scoff, ignoring him. Hey, I'm talking to you. Well, I'm not listening, I reply. He's coming. Nami alerts us, and I return as the gator chomps on the cage, but it's too strong and cracks the gator's teeth. It's no use, Usopp cries out. What a tough cage. Luffy beams at the wrong time. Vivi, please hurry. Dakota, Usopp cries, and I go to open the door again but see that I'm missing my pick and look to see it on the floor outside of the cage. Damn it. I hiss as I try reaching for it, but it's too far away. Usopp, be useful and grab that for me, I order him, and he tries reaching for it while crying. Hey, you guys, Smoker says, and we all look at him as he sits on the bench calmly. Usopp grabs the pick and hands it over, and I return to picking the lock. How can you keep so composed? Usopp demands. You think up something, too. Luffy shouts, missing the point. What exactly is Crocodile after? That woman who was at Crocodile's side, she's had a price on her head by the world government for 20 years. The price was over 70 million, as I recall. Smoker says, and I look back at him in shock. 70 million? Usopp exclaims in surprise. So what about it? That's the same price that Crocodile has, Nami exclaims. The moment those two joined forces, this became more than just a simple coup. This can only develop into a matter that the whole world will get dragged into if they're left dead. He tells us, and I can only think of one woman with a bounty on her head worth that much. The whole world? What do you mean? Nami asks him. That does seem a little far-fetched, Usopp argues. What are you guys talking about? I don't need an excuse like that to kick his ass, Luffy shouts. I see, Smoker mutters to himself. It's up to my thighs, Luffy screams. We're gonna die, Usopp joins in screaming. I'm kind of starting to lose my will. Luffy faints a little, though Usopp catches him, and I'm starting to feel the same effect from the rising water. This is bad, tough it out. Didn't Vivi say so? Usopp cries out. Damn it. If only my swordsmanship were better, this cage would be nothing, Zoro curses as I stand behind me, ensuring I don't soupy to the effects of the water as it rises higher. Try as hard as you can not to make any noise at mealtime. I hear Sanji say, and he appears under the banana gator, kicking him up into the air. Bad manner kick course. The gator falls on its back as Sanji stands in front of the cage, and the force of the fall splashes water into my face, making me cough a little. Hey there. Been waiting long? Mr. Prince. Luffy and Usopp cheer as they do a little dance. Thank goodness. Nami breathes a sigh of relief. Stop goofing around and keep them away, Zoro snaps at the cook. Nami, Dakota. Do you love me yet? He asks us. Yeah. I'm in love, now hurry and keep the others away, Nami tells him. Yes, my love, he agrees in his stupid haze. Vivi. Way to go. Luffy gives her a thumbs up, and she gives him one back as more of the banana gators arrive. Here they come, one after the next, Sanji comments as he looks at the congregation of banana gators. Go, Sanji, pound them all, Luffy cheers for the cook. Bunch together as much as you like, and come get me, you damn bananas. Anyone with manners as poor as yours, who would attack a lady, gets some table manners beaten into them. But good. Sanji warns the beasts as he raises his leg into the air. Sanji. There isn't any time for that. 1 second strikes, no, make that 1 instant strikes. Usopp orders him, and Sanji kicks the one on his left, and a ball of some kind flies out of its mouth. What is that? That doesn't look like a key, Luffy comments as the gator falls, creating a splash with the water falling like rain over us. Wax ball, release. I hear Mr. 3 from inside as the ball cracks down the middle, and a dried out Mr. 3 climbs out. What? We all gape at the man. Oh, water, it's a miracle. Mr. 3 cheers with his back to us. Hey, it's him, Zoro growls. 3, it's 3. Luffy growls as he points towards the number agent. I'm alive again. I thought I was dead there, Mr. 3 exclaims as he finishes drinking the water, returning to his usual self. That rotten crocodile. He may have tried to get rid of me, but he didn't try hard enough. The moment I was swallowed, I squeezed out the last of my power to create this wax ball. He explains and picks up the key just as I open the lock and push the door open. A key? Thanks, but we don't need it. I grin as he looks at me in fear. It's you guys, he shrieks as the others all file out of the cage door. Sanji, would you like the honors? I offer, and he places a note on the front of Mr. 3's shirt and kicks him into the opposite wall. Let's get moving. There's little time, Sanji tells the others. Yeah, I'm sure the first route they took is towards Alubarna. Nami agrees, and Zoro, Luffy and I beat the remaining gators. But there are still so many banana gators that way, Vivi exclaims as we finish beating the gators. Aren't there any more? That wasn't enough, Luffy yells, pumped up. Looks like we needn't worry, Nami comments as I click my knuckles. And after I had that much trouble with one of them, Vivi cries onto Usopp's shoulder. No, their strength is just abnormal, so don't worry about it. Usopp tries to assure the princess. Damn it, I can't go all out, soaked in water like this, Luffy exclaims, and the room crumbles around us. More water flows through, filling the room faster. The walls crumbling. Luffy screams. Idiot, that's overdoing it. Sanji snaps at him. The passageway is crumbling, too. Usopp cries out as the passageway crocodile and his partner head down before Sanji calls them. Out. We're getting out of here, Sanji orders, but it's too late as the water begins filling the room. I cling onto Zoro as the water rushes towards us. I close my eyes as the water sweeps us away. Hey, Zoro. Save him, Luffy orders the first mate. Huh? He's our enemy, leave him be, Zoro argues back. If we leave him there, he's gonna die, you know, he can't swim, Luffy snaps as he's pushed back by the water. Yeah, well, I know that, but Zoro tries to argue, but the water takes him away, and Zoro dives down into the water. I hold my breath, but thanks to my devil fruit powers, I pass out. One Piece. Alabasta arc. I cough up the water and open my eyes to see we're outside in the sun setting. I keep coughing up the water in my lungs as I get onto my hands and knees. Whatever. Let's just hurry on ahead. We've lost quite a bit of time. Vivi, can we still make it? Sanji asks the princess. I don't know, she tells him, and I slowly get to my feet as I rig out my desert robes. Nami, do you still have that perfume I bought you in Nanohana? Sanji asks her, and I sit on the railing surrounding the lake. Huh? Yeah. Why? She asks him. Put some of it on. He instructs her, and she gets it out and begins spraying herself. Like this. She sprays more. I plug my nose at the strong scent of the perfume. It makes me fall in love to the ends of the world. Sanji swoons over her. Come on, get going, seriously. Zoro remarks about the cook when Smoker gets to his feet and swings his ji towards the swordsman. Roronoa. He shouts as Zoro lifts his blade in the way of the tip of the ji, blocking the attack. Why did you save my life? I was just following the captain's orders. I don't think you necessarily have to thank me, it was one of his whims. Pay it no mind. Zoro tells him, and I stand up, standing behind the swordsman. Then, you'd have no gripes with me carrying out my duties here, right? Smoker asks us. See, didn't I tell you? That's what you get for saving a marine. Sanji snaps at the swordsman, and Usopp finally wakes up with Luffy. All right, men, full speed to Alubarna, Usopp yells as he wakes. Where is Crocodile? Luffy demands, facing the crowd of people gathering around. Ah, they came around, Nami sighs. Luffy turns around, looking angry, but it soon disappears when he takes notice of Smoker and flips around. Smokey, you want some of this? Luffy raises his fists, waiting for the fight. Wah, it's Smoker. Hey, Luffy, don't do it. Let's get out of here. Usopp cries, trying to pull him away, but he won't budge. Just how serious is he? Smoker ponders as he looks at the goofball. Go. But this is the only time I'm letting you off. Next time we meet, consider yourselves dead. He promises, and I know he'll stick to his word. There they are, the cry of Marines as they run towards us. Zoro can't help but chuckle a little, and I nudge him with my elbow. Don't let them escape. Come on, let's go. The Marines are coming. Which way is Alubarna? Sanji asks the princess. Over there, straight to the east. She tells us and points in the right direction. We all follow behind, though Zoro and Luffy stay back but soon follow behind us. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Usopp cries out as Zoro and Luffy join us again, and Luffy runs to the group's front. All right, guys, head straight for Alubarna, Luffy shouts as we run. Yeah, we shout in agreement, and the Marine soldiers start chasing us but soon stop, thanks to Smoker, no doubt. Hey, we're not, by any chance, just going to run all the way to Alubarna like this, right? Usopp asks, looking tired from the running as we run out of the city. That's right, Eyelash. Nami gasps, remembering the pervy camel. Where has Eyelash gone? Now that you mention it, this town has a stable or something. Let's get horses, Luffy suggests a little late. But the Marines are in town. Vivi points out, not to worry. Look in front of you. Sanji points out, and we all look to see Chopper along with Eyelash. Hey, guys, Chopper waves as he grows closer to the giant crab. A crab? Usopp shrieks. Chopper, Nami and I greet the reindeer. That's a moving crab. Vivi gasps in surprise. Looks yummy, Luffy drools as it stops in front of us. Awesome, 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 that's awesome. Hop on board. Chopper tells us. We get to ride it, woohoo, Luffy cheers as he stretches his arms, grabs the eye of the crab and springs up. The pleasure's mine. Its face looks kind of iffy, doesn't it? Nami asks as she looks at the crab before walking to board with the rest of us. Who cares, least we've got a ride, Sanji comments as he follows behind her. He's Eyelash's friend. Chopper tells us as the crab lifts us up with his claw. Eyelash was born in this town and has lots of friends in the area. He is kind of pervy, though. Of course, all the camel's friends would be pervs. I scoff as I sit by Zoro and Vivi. Amazing. Moving crabs are always submerged under the sand, so they're very nearly phantom crabs. Vivi marvels at the crab. This guy's pretty fast, isn't he? Zoro guesses as he looks at the size of it. Guys, hang on tight. Alright. Let's go. We're off. Chopper hits the reins, and we're off, fast as the crab runs heading east, when suddenly Vivi starts screaming. I watch her get pulled away by Crocodile's golden hook. What? Zoro exclaims as we all watch. Vivi, I shout. Chopper, stop, I order the reindeer, who pulls on the reins making the giant crab come to a halt. It's him. Why, you, Luffy growls and stretches his arms towards Vivi. He reins himself in towards Vivi, swapping her with himself before throwing her towards us. Zoro catches her carefully before placing her down. Hey, Luffy! Zoro shouts after him. That idiot, Sanji snaps, and Vivi snaps out of her shock. Luffy, she shouts after him. You guys go on ahead. I can handle this myself, he yells back as he's pulled back by the golden hook before falling into the sand. Make sure you deliver Vivi back to her home. Make sure. Now, promise me, you guys. That idiot, hey, go. Chopper, keep going to Alubarna, Zoro orders him. Got it. We're off. Chopper follows through as he snaps the reins, and the crab begins moving again. Hold on, hey Zoro, are we leaving him behind? Hey, that's cold? That's cold of you. From now on, you've got to protect me, got it? Where do you get off always doing this? Usopp panics, and I hang my head, closing my eyes as I turn away. I have faith in Luffy, but I worry for both my brothers as a big sister. Luffy, Vivi calls out to him. It's all right, Vivi, he'll be fine. I feel sorry for the other guys, after all, there isn't a single person that Luffy has gone after before, who has come out all right. Nami reassures the princess. Listen to me, Vivi. He will keep Crocodile under control. The moment that the rebel army started running, the time limit on this land was set. Once the royal army and the rebel army meet, this land, the kingdom of Alabasta, will be gone. If you are the one and only hope for preventing that, then you have to survive, no matter what. No matter what might happen to any of us here, from now on, Zoro tells her, and I have to agree with him. Vivi, this is a fight that you started. You're the one who ran out of this land years ago and challenged this unknown organization to battle. However, don't go thinking that you're fighting alone anymore. Sanji tells her and walks away, leaving her to her thoughts. Vivi. Don't you war, don't worry, I'm gonna. Usopp stutters, but the princess isn't listening as she gets to her feet. Luffy, we'll be waiting for you in Alubarna, okay? Vivi shouts towards Luffy. Yeah, he shouts back as we leave him behind to face Crocodile and his partner alone. Zoro sits down in front of me as the others all sit around us. I feel my tears slipping down my cheeks. I feel Zoro use his sleeve to wipe them away softly as more flow down my cheeks as I worry for my baby brother, afraid to lose anyone else close to me. Vivi, what's wrong? Usopp asks the princess. There's a sandstorm over towards Rainbase. It's him, Vivi announces, and I look up to see the large storm where we left Luffy. I cling onto my desert robes to stop myself from interfering with Luffy's fight with Crocodile. Luffy, Nami mutters, and I look back down into my lap. He'll be okay, Koda, Zoro assures me, using the nickname he gave me, and I nod. I know, but I'm scared to lose anyone else. I can't, not anymore. I tell him in a hushed tone, but I know he heard me as he places his sizable manly hand on my head, and I feel my cheeks grow warm. I know, I hear him whisper back. Vivi, what's wrong? Usopp asks the princess. There's a sandstorm over towards Rainbase. It's him, Vivi announces, and I look up to see the large storm where we left Luffy. I cling onto my desert robes to stop myself from interfering with Luffy's fight with Crocodile. Luffy, Nami mutters, and I look back down into my lap. He'll be okay, Kota, Zoro assures me, using the nickname he gave me, and I nod. I know, but I'm scared to lose anyone else. I can't, not anymore. I tell him in a hushed tone, but I know he heard me as he places his large manly hand on my head and I feel my cheeks grow warm. I know, I hear him whisper back. One Piece. Alabasta arc. I fall back as Zoro moves away. I look over to see him and Sanji leaning towards each other in a heated argument at a time like this. I sit up growing annoyed. You wanna go at it? They snap at each other and Nami wallops over their heads, knocking them down. Cut it out. This is pointless, Nami snaps at them. Take it easy, everyone. Luffy won't lose. I mean, we promised him, didn't we? That we'd be waiting for him in Alubarna? Vivi asks us, looking as worried as the rest of us. You seem more worried than any of us, don't you? Usopp questions, then Nami taps her on the forehead. You should just worry about the rebellion, Nami tells her as the princess rubs her forehead and the boys get up from Nami's hit. Sorry about that, Vivi. Sanji apologizes. If you had to cover for us, we're done for. Zoro comments, looking grim. Alright, then, switch your minds over to Alubarna, let's go. Scissors. Nami orders the crab, and it picks up speed. What's that? Usopp asks her. The name for the crab, Nami tells him. You made that up? Usopp snaps. No good? Nami asks him, giving him a glare. Nothing wrong with it, he replies, cowering away from her mean glare. What a baby. I tease him, and he looks over at me as I say it loud enough. Hey, he complains, and the sun finally sets behind the sand dunes, and the night sky takes over as we grow closer to the Sandora River. What? We can't cross the river with this crab? Moving crabs are creatures of the desert, so they don't take to water, Vivi explains. But it's a crab, right? A crab, not a lobster, do something. Hey, this is a problem. Not good. Look here, he says and gets out the map, pointing at the river that splits the island. If we just blithely swim across this river, as wide as a sea, we're not going to make it in time. And look, after we cross the river, there's still dozens of kilometers worth of desert. If this crab can't get to the other shore, are we supposed to run from there on? He asks, and he's got a point. And what about Chopper and me? We don't have a choice. Nami points out, there's no way we'll make it in time. It's absolutely impossible, Usopp exclaims. Oh, hey, the river, Sanji announces. I can see Sandora River. What? Usopp gasps as he crawls over. Do something, Scissors, Nami begs the crab. I know, Scissors loves dancer girls. Chopper informs us, and Nami throws off her desert robes, revealing her dancer girl outfit underneath. Will this do? She asks. Probably. Chopper grumbles as both Eyelash and Sanji drool at her appearance, and even Scissors turns his eyes on her. Ah, he's looking this way. The crab seems to enjoy the view as he starts picking up speed. We're accelerating. Nami. Sanji swoons after her. You've now messed up two animals with all this nonsense, Zoro snaps. All right, pervy power, Chopper cheers. So, what has this solved? Chopper, Usopp demands as we reach the water and the crab speeds up as he runs over the water. Go! Chopper orders him as he rushes across the water. He did it. I get to my feet, not sure how long it will last. Hey, now, this crab is incredible. I don't believe it, Sanji gapes like the rest of us. Whoa, way to go. It's a miracle. Just stay on the water, and run. 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 Run all the way. Go. You can make it, keep going. You can do it. This crab can do it, Usopp cheers, but soon the crab begins to sink into the water. Hey, what's this? Am I imagining things, or are we sinking? We are sinking here, he yells, and the crab sinks into the water. I cling onto Zoro as he swims. No time to whine about it. Keep moving forward. Zoro snaps at him as we move forward. Hold on a second. Aren't there any boats? How many kilometers to the other shore? Usopp asks Vivi. About 50 kilometers. She answers him, much to his horror. Who can swim that? Usopp shrieks. Thank you, Scissors, Chopper waves goodbye to the giant crab from Sanji's shoulders. This is no time to be casually waving goodbye. Usopp picks on the reindeer, and something appears out of the water, in our way. What? We all scream as we look at the large fish with sharp teeth towering in front of us. It's a rare Sandoran catfish. They're only very rarely seen, Vivi exclaims. You don't have to explain that, Usopp shouts as it dives into the water, creating large waves. Also, humans are their favorite food, she shouts over the crashing waves. You might tell us that first, Usopp shouts when something underneath the giant catfish begins beating it. We all watch in shock at the scene in front of us as the large catfish lifts out of the water with dozens of kung fu dugongs flying up with it before it splashes back down. Kung fu dugongs? We all swim over to the beaten catfish and hop on as Chopper explains what the dugongs are doing as they start pulling the catfish towards the other side of the river. They say they won't neglect their senior pupils, Chopper finishes explaining. Well, it's not like we're Luffy's pupils or anything, Usopp complains a little. They did save us. I point out as I dry myself. Alright. Just a little further, hang in there, Usopp encourages them. One Piece. Alabasta arc. We make it to the shore and hop off the fish that gains consciousness and swims away quickly from the dugongs. Thank you, Vivi waves goodbye. Bye-bye. Chopper waves goodbye as well. Things have been going smoothly. Can we make it? Zoro asks the princess. That's a tough one. Even riding on Eyelash, I'm not sure there's enough time, she tells us. What's more, he could only carry, 2 of us. And if Baroque Works is going to attack us, it will be from here on. Isn't there any way for all of us to act together? Usopp asks and is met with silence. Damn, there isn't, huh? The wind shifts and I look over into the distance to see something coming towards us fast. Look over there, I exclaim as I point out and the others all look in the same direction. What, is it the enemy? Are they here already? Usopp stutters, beginning to panic. And no, that's Karoo. Vivi shouts as the sand clears to see a flock of ducks heading towards us with 7 other ducks all with different hats on. And the supersonic duck squadron. They come to a fast halt in front of us. You've come to get us, haven't you? They salute us. Karoo. She runs towards her bird and hugs him, looking close to tears. Everyone quickly. We all hop onto a random bird. I get on the one with a blue sun hat. And we begin running into the desert. However, Vivi rides on Eyelash as we go over the plan, leaving 2 of the ducks' saddles empty as we continue on our way to Alubarna. One Piece. Alabasta arc. The sun begins to rise as we grow closer to Alubarna and come to a stop to let Eyelash and Vivi onto the 2 remaining ducks and put on the matching cloaks to hide our identities as we begin running again, letting Vivi stay behind as we take on the number agents that are waiting for us. As we grow closer, the number agents become clearer, which means they spotted us and the big green one gets a cannon and fires something towards us. It lands in the sand in front of us, but it doesn't detonate on impact. Stay away from it, Zoro orders and we begin to split up as planned. Sanji and Chopper head towards the south gate, and it looks like 2 of the agents are splitting up as predicted. Star. Usopp exclaims as him and I along with Eyelash run past the agents. He launches his attack, aiming for the big guy who stops it with his hand as Nami and Zoro head for the west gate. I ram into the pink-coated ballerina the others told me about as he gets in the way and Usopp rams into the woman dressed in blue. Okay, we're going to the southwest gate. Usopp puts on a girlish voice as we run off heading for the gate, leading all of the agents away for Vivi to stop the rebel army. One Piece. Alabasta arc. 3rd Pav. Usopp, Eyelash and Dakota head into the southwest gate with Mr. 2 and Miss Hallows Eve following behind them. The 3 ducks run up the stairs towards the royal army who allow them through, and they run deep into the city when they come to a sudden stop. Thanks for following us all the way here, Dakota tells them with a smirk under the hood of the cloak. What? Mr. 2 exclaims in surprise. You moron, Miss Hallows Eve snaps at the male ballerina. One Piece. Alabasta arc. With Zoro and Nami, they run deep into the city's west side with Mr. 1 and Miss Doublefinger close behind them. Stop! Stop! Nami orders the ducks who come to a sudden stop, turning around to face the top 2 number agents. You guys have good instincts. That's right, I'm Princess Vivi. What are you talking? Zoro snaps in his normal voice but switches quickly to his best female voice. Talking about, I'm the real Vivi. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Outside the southeast gate within the ruins, Sanji and Chopper come to a stop with Miss Merry Christmas and Mr. Fore, who slowly catch up to them, also stop. I wonder if this is far enough? Sanji wonders in a feminine voice. It's amusing how well you folks have fallen for this. Now, Sanji starts to remove the cloak along with Chopper. Let us show you who we really are. One Piece. Alabasta arc. All of the Straw Hat crew along with Eyelash take their hoods away to reveal to the Baroque Works agents that they've been duped. Too bad, you guessed wrong. They all say together in separate places within the city of Alubarna. What? The agents all shout in surprise. One Piece. Alabasta arc. In the southwest part of the city with Usopp, Eyelash and Dakota facing off against Mr. 2 and Miss Hallows Eve, the agents aren't happy about being duped by the pirates and a camel. A camel? And I know you from earlier. Though I don't know you. Mr. 2 snaps and points towards the three of them as he talks, though Usopp clings onto Eyelash in fear. Sorry. Usopp apologizes with tears running down his face. Don't apologize, Dakota snaps at the cowering sniper. How pathetic. Miss Hallows Eve mutters, shaking her head. One Piece. Alabasta arc. On the west side of the city with Nami and Zoro facing off against Mr. 1 and Miss Doublefinger. Zoro keeps trying to get Nami to stay next to him following Dakota's words of warning, but the strawberry blonde is too scared by the number agents. Go on, Zoro. Let them have it. Nami tries to cheer for him, but he won't budge. You keep quiet. Get here, Zoro snaps at the navigator. They got us. Mr. 1 grumbles in disappointment. How much was that debt, again? Nami plays the same card as always. You've already forgiven that, Zoro snaps at her. Quite the farce, huh? Miss Doublefinger mutters as she watches them. One Piece. Alabasta arc. At the ruins outside of the city's southeast gate, Chopper and Sanji stand in front of Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas, who aren't happy about being played. There's not going to be a rebellion now, Sanji tells them. What? Miss Merry Christmas exclaims in anger. One Piece. Alabasta arc. In the southwest part of the city, Mr. 2 jumps into action as he aims a kick towards Usopp and Eyelash as Miss Hallows Eve runs towards Dakota. The fight is over quickly between Mr. 2 and Usopp along with Eyelash. Morons. Dakota hisses as she clashes fists with the woman clad in blue. Stomp, Ivan the 10th. Go get help. Dakota orders the ducks, who salute before running off. Sunny. Get those two out of here. Dakota orders her duck, who salutes her before dragging Eyelash into an alleyway as she dodges another hit coming from the woman. Dakota jumps away, flipping in the air heading towards Mr. 2, kicking him into a building as he turns into Usopp, now dressed in his clothes. Miss Hallows Eve. Mr. 2 now as Usopp orders his female partner as he comes struggling out of the building. Shut up. You damn ballerina. Miss Hallows Eve snaps at him, and she throws out her hand, a blue ring of light. She flicks her hand out, the circle of blue light flies towards the disguised Mr. 2, and he disappears, reappearing outside the city. What the hell? Dakota exclaims as she looks in shock. I'm a portal woman. Miss Hallows Eve explains with a grin. I can create portals big or small, and they can open up wherever I choose. She leaves out a few weaknesses, making Dakota worry about who she's up against. One Piece. Alabasta arc. The afternoon after the crew met Mr. 2 and witnessed his devil fruit, though meeting Miss Hallows Eve quickly, the pirate crew came up with a plan to counter the clone fruit. Listen up. That degenerate's transformations are perfect. There's no telling when he might pose as one of us and make an attempt on Vivi's life. If you feel that any of us is acting the least bit suspicious, take off this wrapping and show each other your marks. Zoro explained and pulled at the bandage wrapped around his arm to reveal a blue cross underneath. If they can't do that, they're a fake. Whoa, having a two-stage plan is uncharacteristically smart of you. So does that mean you're that degenerate already? Sanji asked him, angering the swordsman. I'll cut you down. Zoro threatened the cook. Ah, that's Zoro. Luffy sighed. That is Zoro. Usopp sighed as he wiped his brow. Dummies, Dakota muttered under her breath. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Dakota throws a punch at the Baroque Works agent, who tries stopping it, but the force of the punch sends her flying deeper into the city. Sunny, protect Usopp and Eyelash. Dakota tells the bird, who nods rapidly as Dakota runs off to find the female agent. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Damn it, I sent her too far away. Dakota scolds herself as she runs past all of the buildings going deeper into the city trying to find the agent. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Once everyone had put the marks on their arms along with placing the bandages over their marks, the group of friends all stood in a circle with their left arms all placed within the circle, showing off their bandages. It's a sign of our friendship, Luffy told the others with a grin. Karoo seemed moved to tears as he began crying. Oh, what are you crying about, Karoo? Usopp asked him, gaining the others' attention. Leave the duck alone, Dakota scolded the sniper. Leave it to us. Vivi is our friend, Luffy told him, holding up his left arm, making the duck tear up even more. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Dakota runs, seeing one of the buildings in front of her completely demolished. She comes to a stop as the bricks start moving and a light comes from the cracks. Dakota looks around as it goes dark again. Dakota falls through a portal that suddenly appears under her feet. She falls through, finding herself high above the ground, free falling towards the ground. Akuma no demon human form. Demonic wings. Dakota shouts as she falls towards the ground, picking up speed as black bat-like wings sprout from her back through her desert robes, tearing the material. Dakota flaps the wings in time to avoid the ground just in time, though another portal opens up in front of her, too quick for her to avoid again as she flies through, ending up going through another portal one after the other. It feels like hours as Dakota continuously flies through the same two portals in the same spot as Miss Hallows Eve walks towards her, and she closes the portal in front of Dakota as she flies through the first one. Dakota flies into one of the buildings, breaking the sidewall, the brick crumbling over her as Miss Hallows Eve laughs. Streetly, think you can defeat me? I don't think so, Miss Hallows Eve snarls as she moves her hands out in front with a sinister grin as a large portal opens up underneath the building Dakota is inside as it sinks through. Miss Hallows Eve throws her arm up into the air, making another portal appear, showing the building in front of her crumbling apart through the portal. Parts of the building fall towards Miss Hallows Eve, but no Dakota. Watch what you say, bitch, Dakota snaps as she appears behind the woman as she kicks her in the back, sending her into her own portal. The portal above suddenly closes, and another opens in front of Dakota with Miss Hallows Eve jumping up, sending a blow at the redhead's chin, sending her into the air. Another portal opens up above the floating woman where Miss Hallows Eve's foot appears, kicking her back down into the ground. Dakota slams into the ground, cracking it on impact. She coughs out blood as she lies on the ground, and Miss Hallows Eve slowly walks towards her, thinking she's won. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Out within the Southeast Gate ruins, Miss Merry Christmas and Mr. Fore lie in the sand, beaten badly by Chopper and Usopp, who too is badly beaten as he falls back into the sand after seeing that the two number agents aren't getting back up as an explosion goes off. Usopp, hold on. Don't you die. Someone get a doctor. A doctor? Chopper shouts into the desert in a panic at his beaten friend, who slaps some sense back into the panicking reindeer. That's you. Usopp snaps at him, and at the Southeast Gate battle, the winners are Chopper and Usopp. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Miss Hallows Eve stands over Dakota's lying form with a smirk, thinking she's won. But Dakota kicks out her legs, sending the woman on her back, as Dakota jumps to her feet, and throws her arm out, coating it in armament hockey before punching into the ground as Miss Hallows Eve disappears into a portal that quickly closes up after her. Dakota closes her eyes, allowing her observation hockey trying to sense the oncoming portal woman as she appears next to Dakota, who moves out of the way in time. Miss Hallows Eve opens another one, and Dakota keeps moving out of the way with her eyes closed, but rebel and royal soldiers come fighting their way through towards the women as they fight. Dakota becomes distracted as one of the rebels comes towards them. No, stop, Dakota shouts, and Miss Hallows Eve opens a portal, sending her fist through, opening a portal by Dakota's face, punching her clear across the face while she's distracted. Dakota falls to the ground, and the Royal Army soldier trips over her fallen body. and the rebel soldier slices him down. One Piece. Alabasta arc within the city's south block. Mr. 2 lies on the ground after the series of kicks Sanji gave him. Sanji walks over to the fallen ballerina to see he's still conscious. They exchange a few words, making the number agent cry a little as Sanji offers his hand, which he takes before Sanji kicks him on the side of the head, taking Usopp's goggles back. In the Battle of Poka Street in the south block of Alubarna, Sanji wins his fight with a prize of a little camaraderie with the male ballerina. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Dakota clumsily gets to her feet as she looks over her shoulder at the fallen soldier and looks up at the rebel soldier. She kicks him around the face, sending him into one of the buildings. Idiot. Dakota spits as she looks over at Miss Hallows Eve, who frowns at the younger woman. I'm done being nice. I'm done being beaten by you. Akuma no demon form. Aldinock. Dakota's skin begins to turn crimson as her hair turns silver. Flood of tears. She throws her arms out, as water flows out of her hands, rushing towards, knocking her off her feet, sending her a few meters away. Is that all you've got? Miss Hallows Eve hisses as she gets to her feet, and Dakota rips off her desert robes, revealing her red dancer girl outfit underneath. No, I've got more. Dakota snaps back as she swipes her arm out in front of her, creating a strong gust of wind, knocking Miss Hallows Eve onto her back and tossing her away again. You freaky demon girl, you're playing a dangerous game, she warns Dakota, but she just grins. You know, I used to be an assassin. I was offered your position actually, but I declined. I guess you were just Crocodile's second choice, or maybe third. Dakota digs at her, angering the woman clad in blue. Portal multiple changes. She yells as portals open all around Dakota. She looks around waiting for an attack as Miss Hallows Eve opens another portal in front of her. She steps in, disappearing, but a dozen portals remain. One Piece. Alabasta arc. In the north block of Alubarna, Nami sits by one of the buildings with a Miss Doublefinger silhouette hole as she raises her new weapon in the air in victory as the battle behind the Medi Assembly Hall finally has a winner. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Dakota waits for the attack to come as she stands within the middle of the dozen portals when Miss Hallows Eve starts hitting her. Dakota flies to the next one, getting hit again by Miss Hallows Eve's fist. Dakota falls forward and is met with another fist hitting her in the cheek, sending her to the floor with another fist aiming towards her. Before the hit can meet Dakota's flesh, she grabs hold of her wrist and snaps the bone with her superhuman strength before she reverts back to her usual self and dives under the portals as they begin to disappear. Dakota gets to her feet quickly as Miss Hallows Eve walks out of a portal holding her right wrist in her hand, with bruising beginning to form around the broken ligament. So sorry, but we've played for too long, Dakota growls as she charges at the woman, holding her arm out as she hits the woman's neck, sending her to the floor. I won't let all that Vivi has worked for go to waste. Dakota punches her in the stomach, crumbling the stone underneath. Thinking she's finished, starts to walk away but falls down into another portal. You stupid child, Miss Hallows Eve snarls as she gets to her feet, and drops Dakota onto the ground in front of her. So like your idiot captain, and soon you'll join him in death. Dakota snaps her eyes towards the woman clad in blue with anger. She opens a portal in front of her. She kicks Dakota through before she can move to stop her. Dakota finds herself falling to the ground again, and sprouts her wings, catching herself in time and flies towards Miss Hallows Eve, who drops into a portal. My brother may have lost to Crocodile, I'll accept that, but he's too stubborn to die. Dakota yells as she flies up above the buildings as Miss Hallows Eve opens a portal in midair, grabbing onto the leathery wings, tugging her down towards the ground, but Dakota halts her fall quickly. The portal closes before Dakota can reach her, and another opens in front of the demon woman, who maneuvers out of the way of each portal as they open and close as quickly as they come. Stand still, Miss Hallows Eve sneers as she opens another portal over Dakota, grabbing her wings, making her fall towards the ground as she straightens her wings out to half her fall again. Dakota flies up high into the sky, seeing that the portals can't go much higher than just above the buildings. Dakota flies over the buildings just out of reach of the portals as Miss Hallows Eve follows behind her, opening portals after portal as she chases after the redhead. Damn it, she's fast. Dakota flies higher into the sky before falling towards the open portal as Miss Hallows Eve appears out in a split second, Dakota punches the blue-clad woman in the stomach, then another hit in the face. "Stay down," Dakota exclaims as she sharpens her nails into talons slicing into her neck, shallow enough to survive, and she falls onto the top of a building. "Damn woman." Dakota feels faint all of a sudden and begins to fall towards the ground as her wings disappear. One Piece. Alabasta arc. In another location within the north block of the city Alubarna, Zoro finally able to cut through steel at battle in front of the Medi Assembly Hall not far from Nami. He falls onto his front feeling the blood loss but happy to have won his battle, wondering how everyone is doing at that very moment, thinking about One Piece. Alabasta arc. That morning, as they discussed the plan and drew lots to see who was pairing up with who, Usopp drew the same as Eyelash, leaving only Dakota left. "What, I have to pair with Eyelash? He's a camel, for God's sake. Don't underestimate how weak I am," Usopp complained, and Dakota sighed at the whining. "It was because you were unlucky in the raffle. Just give up," Sanji snapped at him as they all put on their matching cloaks. "All right, then promise me one thing. When we're in a pinch, make sure you save us, please," Usopp begged the cook. "Dummy. I only save ladies," Sanji told him as he looked at the bowing sniper. "Don't worry, Usopp, I'll go with you," Dakota announced, and the sniper started crying along with Eyelash. "Oh, killer, thank you," Usopp wept. "Thank you, everyone," Vivi told the others as they got ready. "It's too early to thank us," Zoro replied as he stood next to Dakota. "He's right. Besides, if you want to thank pirates, you have to let us see some goods," Nami grinned. "Just what are you trying to leech out of this country?" Usopp gasped at the audacity of her request, and they all climbed onto their ducks then began to trot towards the city. "Oh yeah, Vivi. Just remember this. After a battle, that guy eats tons," Sanji reminded the princess. "Yes," she answered him and looked up to the sky as dawn began to break. "Now, this will be the crucial point," Sanji told the others, and they broke out into a run. "Don't goof it up," Zoro warned the others as they ran towards Alubarna. "Let's go. See you at the Alubarna Palace," Sanji shouted back at the princess. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Dakota falls towards the ground, picking up speed as below her. Zoro gets clumsily to his feet and looks up as he stretches, making his wounds worse, and he looks up to see Dakota falling towards him. He steps around trying to find where she'll fall. He lunges forward in time, catching her. He staggers a little at the weight that suddenly falls into his arms as he looks at her beaten form. "Hey, Dakota, wake up, damn it, woman. Come on," Zoro snaps in fear, but he sees her eyes moving and moves in closer. Close enough to feel her breath on his lips, and leans in further as she snaps her eyes open to see the greenette's face leaning close to her. She leans in as their lips almost touch for the second time when Nami finds the two of them. "Hey, come on, you two," Nami snaps, and they pull away, looking over at the strawberry blonde who grins back at their glares. One Piece. Alabasta arc. Dakota's Pav. Zoro ends up carrying Nami on his back as we run through the streets of Alubarna with royal and rebel soldiers all fighting each other along with Baroque Works minions added in and dust making it hard to see. "Again, I'm saying that my injuries are obviously worse than yours," Zoro points out as we run through the streets heading for the royal palace. "You're a man, so stop whining. My leg is injured. I can't stand," Nami argues with Zoro when a Baroque Works minion steps out into our path, and I punch him out of the way so Zoro can focus on carrying Nami. "Ah, I'm fainting. This is bad." Nami plays around. "You're lying," Zoro snaps as we reach the square to find the others all standing in front of the stairs. "Ah, what the hell, Vivi? You're hurt so bad," I hear Sanji cry out to the princess, who comes into focus, and Nami jumps off Zoro's back running towards the mummy of Usopp, hitting him over the head with her new weapon. "Usopp!" Nami snaps at the sniper as he falls to the ground in pain. "Nami, Mr. Bushido, Dakota, everyone's alive," Vivi sighs in relief. "Ever had any doubts?" I joke as I stand with Zoro looking as if he's keel over anytime. "Who asked you to create a prop for parties?" Nami snaps at Usopp. "Hey, you're standing," Zoro snaps at our navigator. "Nami." Sanji swoons over her. "Dakota." He swoons over me next as we're both showing off our dancer girl outfits. It did have a powerful attack, didn't it? Usopp asks her as he lies on the floor, tears falling from the new injury. I'll deal with you later, Nami promises and walks over to the princess. Vivi, so what's going on? What's with this dust devil? She asks her, changing her tune. Yeah, Vivi replies, beginning to tell her. Hey, you jerk. Why are Nami and Dakota injured? I'm gonna gut you. Sanji snaps at the wounded swordsman. They're fine, aren't they? Zoro replies, struggling for breath, and I place my hand on his back, trying to heal some of his injuries. Don't, you're hurt enough, he tells me, and I pull away nodding. Ah, Chopper, I have a favor to ask. Will you bury my body in a wasteland? Usopp requests when he pretends to faint, freaking the innocent Chopper out. He's already got fatal wounds. Chopper panics. Sorry, guys. I lost against him once, so I won't lose again. I'll leave the rest to you. Luffy tells us, and I smile at the goofball. Go already, Zoro replies. If you can't win, who can? Usopp encourages our captain. I'm gonna put an end to all this, he vows and looks back at us. Yeah, the coward squad cheers him on as we all smile. Everyone, I still have this many friends, Vivi tears up, wiping them away as Luffy springs up to fight Crocodile. You bastard, Luffy growls as he goes to face the Sandman, leaving us to do the rest, and Vivi gasps sharply and begins telling us what we've been left to do. What? A cannonball will be shot into the square in 10 minutes, Usopp exclaims in surprise at Crocodile's scheme. That's right. The attack is scheduled at 4:30, she confirms. 4:30? Nami exclaims at how little time we have. What? Chopper gasps. Once it's shot, no one within a 5 kilometers diameter will survive. That's what Crocodile said, Vivi explains. Within a 5 kilometers diameter, then, Nami stutters at the thought of how large amount of damage this bomb will do. Both the Royal Army and the Rebel Army will be completely destroyed, Chopper points out. That damn Crocodile. Sanji sneers. What the hell will we do? Usopp asks us. Find the cannoneer, duh, I answer him. What? Usopp exclaims. We'll stop the attack, Zoro orders us as the first mate. Find the cannoneer. Chopper repeats. So how do we find him? Usopp demands. In 10 minutes. Nami points out. We don't have time to think, right? Zoro snaps at us. But a 5 kilometers diameter means this guy's aiming at least 2.5 kilometers from here, right? Usopp questions. No, that's not true. The cannoneer is probably near this square, Vivi argues. What? Why? If that's the case, the cannoneer will also be blown up, Usopp exclaims. So that's the kind of man Crocodile is, Nami sneers. He doesn't care if his own men die, Chopper exclaims. That's been proven already, I mutter. What a crafty bastard, Sanji spits. Let's go already. Zoro tells us when the new guy raises his sword. I look behind Vivi to see a large shadow looming over her. Sanji and Zoro take him down quickly, and more minions surround us. We found you, Princess Vivi. I wonder how far I'll be promoted if I kill you, one of the goons sneers. Billions. Vivi exclaims. 10 minutes minus how many seconds? Sanji questions as he looks at Zoro. Hey, we're wasting time by talking. Zoro snaps at the cook. 2 seconds. The boys agree and start beating the billions down as we all run off. We'll go on ahead. I shout back at them as we run off, heading away from the fighting. One Piece. Alabasta arc. We run off further into the Dust Devil as we start our search for the cannoneer. Let's split up, at any rate. We gotta get out of this Dust Devil first, Usopp yells over the fighting, and we split into groups. I jump up onto the top of nearby buildings, running on the roofs, jumping from rooftop to and find anything resembling a cannon. I stop as I look around, seeing nothing on any of the buildings' rooftops, and sigh, thinking to myself as I look around all of the buildings as time runs out, with only 5 minutes left to find the cannoneer. I jump back towards the square. One Piece. Alabasta arc. I jump onto another rooftop when I see a stream of red smoke heading towards the sky. I dash over towards the building's street side, jumping over the wide gap heading for the red smoke. I look down to see Baroque Works billions in the streets. I jump down, creating a cloud of dust, and attack them as they're distracted and look around, yet I don't see Usopp anywhere. I look on the ground, and something catches my eye. It's Clock tower. I look up towards the tower and grunt as more agents come towards me. I snarl as I pull out my daggers, slicing them down. I don't have time for this. Get out of my way. I yell as I start running heading towards the clock tower as more people get in my way. One Piece. Alabasta arc. I finally reach the clock tower to see Zoro standing up at the top of the building with Sanji leaning out of one of the windows and Usopp, Chopper, Nami and Vivi standing in the street. But Zoro can destroy the tower wall and Usopp tries to think up a plan. We don't know if the cannonball can bear that kind of shock, Vivi argues. We have no choice but to go up the stairs after all. What stairs are those? I ask as I walk over to them. Dakota, everyone yells, and I raise an eyebrow at their cheer at seeing me. Hi, there, I wave, feeling unsure. I've got an idea, Nami exclaims as she looks at me and suddenly the clock tower face begins to slowly open. We all look up to see an old man and a woman wearing a frog costume. Who the hell are they? I exclaim as I look at them. Mr. 7. Miss Father's Day. Vivi gasps at the sight of them, not good. They've lit the fuse, Usopp cries out, and Nami pushes me towards Vivi. Get her up there, Nami orders me, and I pull the princess into my arms. Get ready to jump high, I tell her and she looks at me in shock. Teleport. We disappear then reappear by Sanji and Vivi jumps into the air. Teleport. I snap, feeling the strain as I grab onto the falling princess as we disappear again. 10. I hear the goons up at the entrance shouting into the air above us as we reappear by Zoro and Vivi jumps again, and the two goons notice us. Oh, no, Vivi gasps. Miss Wednesday, they gasp. Teleport. I yell as I cough up blood and grab onto the princess one final time as we disappear and reappear in front of the duo with their guns drawn towards us. Vivi, jump. I snap and get out my daggers, throwing them at them, hitting Mr. 7 in the neck and Miss Father's Day in the chest. Vivi comes towards me, and I grab hold onto her arm throwing her towards the opening. She lands on the rim with her weapon drawn to slice the fuse before it can ignite. The two goons fall down as she lands and I hold onto the rim, trying to pull myself up when Vivi comes over, pulling me up and I hear a faint ticking coming from inside the cannon. There's a problem, everyone, Vivi shouts down to the others. Vivi, Nami shouts back. The cannonball has a timing device. If we don't do something, it'll explode. She tells them, and I hang my head, trying to calm my breathing. What? The others all shout. Dakota, could you send it away? Vivi pleads with me. I wish I could, but even if I did a demonic shift, I'd shred my organs, and I can barely move. I'm sorry. I tell her, and she nods as she looks into the cannon at the cannonball. Damn it. What the hell? The attack was stopped. But the cannonball, Sanji growls. Has a timing device, Chopper yells. If it has the power to destroy a 5 kilometers diameter, the square and the town won't survive after all, Zoro concludes. What's gonna happen? Does this mean that it was impossible from the start to stop the explosion in the square? Usopp questions and it reaches up to Vivi as she pounds on the rim of the cannon. He made us come this far to look for it, he even announced the attack. Just how far? Vivi cries and falls to her knees as she holds onto the rim of the cannon. Does he have to go to make fools of us? Just how much does he have to mock us? Crocodile? She screams with anguish and someone steps into the clock tower. Hey, Birdman. I greet him, and Vivi looks over to see him. Pell, she exclaims in surprise at his sudden arrival. This place brings back memories, the Sand Clan's secret base, Pell reminisce. Pell, listen. The cannonball has a timing device and is ready to explode at any moment. Vivi tries to tell him, but he keeps talking. Your unprecedented actions really gave us lots of trouble all the time, Pell says, and I realize he's saying goodbye to the princess. I feel proud from the bottom of my heart that I was able to serve you, the Nefertari family. He changes into his falcon form, and I move towards the princess, stopping her from getting in the way as he takes the bomb in his talons and heads towards the sky. Pell, stop, Pell, she screams into my ear as he goes higher and the time runs out. I throw my arm out behind me. Demonic shift, I whisper and aim for Pell. Even if I can shift him a couple of seconds as it explodes, he'll survive. I look up into the sky as the bomb detonates, clearing the dust devil away, and I hope that I could save Pell for Vivi. The shock of the explosion is still enough to shatter windows, throw rocks and people with the strong gale wind it created. "I'm sorry, Vivi," I mutter as I cough my more blood, feeling my insides trying desperately to repair themselves, and I hear nothing, till it soon returns. The shouts of fighting as the soldiers all get to their feet and continue the pointless battle. "Please, stop fighting, please, stop fighting, please, stop fighting, please, stop fighting," Vivi continuously shouts into the air, but none of the soldiers hears her pleas as they continue to fight with one another. "Please, stop fighting, please, stop fighting, please, stop fighting, please, stop fighting." "Vivi, they can't hear you," I snap at her and cough more blood up. "Please, stop fighting," she screams, ignoring me as she tries to reach her people. I get to my feet with the last of my strength and jump down towards the others as Nami grabs Usopp as I land behind them. I fall to my knees at the rough landing as we all rush into the square to stop the men from fighting. "Hey, look there," Sanji yells, and we all look over to the cook to see him pointing. We all follow to see a familiar figure in the air. "Crocodile," we all exclaim as he falls towards the ground, in the middle of this conflict he created. I don't know why he flew out from such a place, but, Sanji says as we all watch his descent. "That's right, I knew it from the start, but in any case," Usopp exclaims as we all can't help the smiles and tears. "He won." We cheer for our captain, and I jump to hug Zoro, who catches me with a grunt from pain because of his wounds. "Oops, sorry." I cringe as I look at him. "Please stop fighting," I hear Vivi scream again, and I feel a shift in the air as drops of water seem to be falling. I look up as more begins to fall till it becomes a downpour and the men seem to be hesitating in their attacks. The air is clearing up due to the rain, Chopper states, and the dust begins to disappear, making it clear all around us in the palace square. "Please don't fight anymore," Vivi screams, and this time everyone hears her anguish. Vivi's voice has reached everyone. Nami sighs and some of the men talk among themselves as they all stare at the clock tower where the princess stands, and Crocodile finally crashes to the ground, gaining their attention as they crowd around his fallen form. "Sir Crocodile. How come he fell into a place like this?" the men question. "Sir Crocodile, you said? I'll tell them what he did to this country," Usopp growls as he steps towards his head, stopping the sniper. "Wait a sec. Just stay here," Sanji tells him, and we look over to the clock tower. The rain falling right now will fall again as it used to, since our nightmares are all over, Vivi announces, and I look at Zoro with a smile and I feel myself start to blush crimson as my hair and I start to lean in towards him. I see him leaning towards me with a making blush, and our lips finally meet. I smile into the kiss as we fight for dominance. "No," I hear Sanji cry out as I caress Zoro's cheek and I feel him pull me closer as he wraps his arm around my waist. "Hey, there are innocent eyes here," Usopp scolds us, and we pull away to catch our breath to see our sniper covering Chopper's eyes. "Don't be so mean," I whine as I cling onto Zoro's arm. "It's about time," Nami chuckles, and I blush a little more. "Shut up, come on. We need to find Luffy," I snap, and we start to leave the square. I feel Zoro take my hand in his as we walk out, avoiding everyone. I slick my wet hair back as we walk off down one of the streets. One Piece. Alabasta arc. "Hey, walk steady." Sanji snaps at Usopp, still in a foul mood because of Zoro and me. "Ah, well, listen, I'm coming down with, if I walk more, I'll die, disease." Usopp groans as we continue to walk and lies on the ground. "Well, wait there," Sanji mutters and grabs the sniper by his foot. "What? Well, wait. Whoa, hey, Usopp exclaims in protest as we start walking again, dragging him behind us. "Why are you pulling me by my foot?" "Found him," Zoro announces as we see a man carrying Luffy on his back who seems unconscious. "Who are you?" the man asks us as we approach. "Ah, thanks for carrying that guy on your back. He's one of ours. We'll take him now," Sanji tells him, pointing to Luffy. "Then you're the pirates who brought Vivi back to this country?" he questions. "Who are you, old guy?" Sanji asks him. "Daddy," I hear Vivi shout and look over to see her running towards us, everyone. "Ah, it's Vivi," Chopper announces. "Daddy? Vivi's father?" Sanji exclaims in shock. "That would make you the king?" Zoro asks him. "Yes. I prepared myself to die at one point, But he saved me, he tells us as he places Luffy on the ground, leaning a little against one of the buildings. When his body was exhausted after the fight with Crocodile, he carried 2 people and rushed above ground. What unbelievable strength. Then there's no more need to worry about the poison? I ask him, growing worried for my baby brother. Right. It should be neutralized by now. He assures us. But his injuries need to be treated, yours, too. Zoro and I move to sit next to Luffy. Zoro leans against the building as I lean against him, our hands still intertwined. More importantly, Vivi, go already, Zoro tells her. What? She questions, looking at us. Go back to the square, I tell her as I lean my head back and Zoro leans his forehead against mine. Of course, the rebellion has finally stopped. It wouldn't be proper if the king or princess didn't say a few words. Usopp tells her, and I feel Zoro peck my forehead and I can't help the smile spreading across my face as I close my eyes and he leans his forehead back against mine. Yes, then I'll tell them about you, too. She exclaims, but it's for the best we're not mentioned. Vivi. You know how it is, Sanji tells her as he lights a cigarette. We're notorious. We have no intention of getting involved with the country. I'm hungry. Chopper tells her with his tongue hanging out. We're going on ahead to the palace. I'm exhausted. Nami invites us, and they nod to confirm before heading off back towards the square. And we all begin to drop due to exhaustion and our injuries. I close my eyes falling into a deep sleep. One Piece. Alabasta arc. I open my eyes to see a white ceiling. I slowly sit up to see we're in a medical ward within the royal palace. I cringe feeling an ache in my chest, and place my hand over my heart and see I'm wearing a gray cotton robe. I look around to see the others all sleeping in other beds as the sun begins to rise. Dakota, you're okay? Vivi announces herself as she walks into the room and rushes to my side. How are you feeling? Like I was smashed with a mountain, but I should be healed by the end of the day, I tell her with a grin. I'm glad the others were worried about you, she tells me, and I look at her, confused. You've been asleep for 2 days. Wait, seriously? I ask him, and she nods. Man, I should be healed by now, that damn woman. I huff and peek under my clothes to see the bandages wrapped from the top of my chest to the bottom of my stomach. Demon. Nami attacks me in a hug. I yelp in pain at the sudden pain coming from my right side. Oops, sorry. It's fine, how's everyone else? I ask them. We're doing fine, we're just waiting on Luffy now. Sanji tells me as he walks over and I look over to my right to see my baby brother lying in bed next to me. Don't worry, he'll be okay. Chopper assures me as he walks over and I nod. That's good, I reply. You had us worried, Zoro tells me, and I look at him as he caresses my cheek and I can't help but lean into his touch. Leave her alone, you damn mosshead. Sanji snaps at the swordsman, pushing him away. Shut up you damn fancy eyebrows. Zoro snaps, pushing him back and they begin fighting, throwing punches and kicks at one another. Morons, Nami grumbles to herself, but I can't help but smile, glad to see everyone is safe. Quit it, she snaps at them, punching them to the floor. Ah, Nami. Chopper cries out as he panics at their fallen form and I can't help the laugh that escapes, and soon the others all join in.